with speech.
Boom, boom, boom. Stream is starting. Depending on if YouTube actually wants to have me. All right. After
What do you mean?
some great trouble setting everything up because something on the back end of YouTube went wrong. Greetings, ladies and laddies, and welcome back to the Morning Glory Milking Farm. As I once again have gathered my best friend Theinrich here to milk him for content.
I didn't sign up for this actually. Is this the first stream of the year and you're already like fucking jerking me off? What is happening?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. I'll milk you dry.
Gonna be a long and lucrative year.
Oh yeah. I'm clipping so many shorts out of you. My god.
Yeah, okay, seriously though, yeah. We already have one. No, I'm the viewer. No, Tricky the Clown already.
Tricky the Clown, extremely fast. No, like not a single chance to get in here beforehand because again, YouTube didn't let me set up the stream the usual way, and OBS also gave me quite some trouble setting everything up. I probably do sound a little bit worse than usual as well. Simply due to the fact that, oh nice, the chat box is also not working. Excellent, just how I like it.
Okay.
The fuck is happening?
Oh no, you said a swear in your first minute of the stream.
That's okay.
Now it's getting demonetized.
It's actually a minute 32, that's alright. Alright, Tricky the Clown, welcome. Today we're going to have a look and a chat about the new reveals from the Warhammer preview.
Do you maybe can you stream maybe like your view on Discord?
Yes. I do need to find it first though. Where's bingo, the new preview. Hell yeah. No, I don't want to see the video. Okay, let's open up the facecam as to not dox all my great people on Discord. Alright, guys, how have you been? It's been such a long time. I've been sick for a week and I probably do sound a little bit sick as well.
It was the cold season. Pretty much everyone had a cold, I think.
Yeah, pretty much everyone I know had a cold, yeah. But Tricky says he has been good. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Alrighty. Did you... Oh yeah, you did want me to stream, didn't you? Hang on.
Yeah, on Discord.
I sent you the wrong thing.
I mean, unfortunately, we have to set up a stream right now before we can start because YouTube didn't let us do this beforehand or something.
Yes. Tricky said he just did dishes. Oh wow, hang on. The chat box actually works again. Maybe.
Nice.
Yes, okay. Oh, we are so fucking back. Alright. Alright, and I did just dox everybody on Discord. Let's go! Nice!
What do you mean? Oh no! You showed your Discord? Oh shit! Oh shit. First blunder of a year.
At least I didn't show my fucking passport like last time.
First stream, first 3 minutes, and you already like doxed something. Great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fantastic year, I can tell.
Some things never change. Matt from Pressburg is also here. Reporting for duty comes up. Bingo! Damn, last time? Yeah, that was quite funny. Alright, speaking about things that are quite funny, I do, once again, apologize for the worst quality of the mic today. I don't know which setting changed. It has to have been some software issue on Microsoft's end, because that's the only explanation I have. Because apparently I can't set the gain on my mic with the notes that I have there. Anyways!
Maybe you just updated OBS or something.
No, but I did check the OBS settings right this time. I even checked all my filters and everything. I don't know what's happening.
One thing I noticed, scroll up a little bit.
Yeah.
So this article is gonna take 3 minutes to read.
Oh.
Right? And let's assume that we talk twice as long, so yeah, this should be a quick and easy 10-minute stream, right?
Yeah, sure. I think they only say it's 3 minutes to read if you just, look at these pictures and then go forth. By the way, Legionary Decanist with the 6 shekel super chat.
What?
boosting this week's income by 175%. Thank you very much. Saying, well, look who's in my For You page.
Hell yeah, we got the first shekel of the year.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to make that first of the year joke over and over again. That's just part of the tradition, you know?
Oh, hell yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Tricky the Clown says, the Blood Raven stole the chat box, but we got it back. Oh, we got it so back indeed. How has your new year been so far? I've been sick, and it's been quite rough getting back into work after being sick. You know, it really derailed my entire thought process that I had in mind, because I had the first week of the year off, and that entire week was literally bedridden. So that was bad. That sucked. But yeah, I hope you have been doing quite well. Alright, but I tend to always do the in and outro way too long. Let's get into the reveals. The Red Corsairs.
The intro is never the problem, the outro is like an hour.
Yeah.
Alright.
The Red Corsairs, yeah?
I think I've seen some spoilers for this preview, and I think this is probably not gonna be that interesting.
Okay.
And it's not gonna be that loaded like last time, but you know, let's see. Let's see what they have. They have more Space Marines, sure, but...
Yeah, okay. The Red Corsairs to raid the Imperium. New Year preview, prepare to be boarded by the new Red Corsairs.
They didn't want to say mounted.
Was that so? Oh, yeah. Well, I had inflammation, so Legion of the Cancer is also sick. And next week, my pre-orders of the Nightbringer and the new Necron Destroyer arrives. Nice. I was looking at the new reveals, and all I can say, nothing interesting in my opinion, says Matt. Just more reasons to wake up my 3D printer after a year. Hell yeah. I wish to read. Please zoom in. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me adjust everything here.
I'm noticing, I just watched the YouTube trailer really quick. I clicked through it. It's only 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And they say Eldritch Raiders strike from the void. So are the pirates the raiders, the Eldritch raiders, or is it the Eldar?
Yeah, that's a good question. So
are the Eldar Eldritch?
No, I don't think so. But where do you see the Eldritch, by the way?
You have to accept cookies to watch the video. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Wow. And now like
sorry.
Yeah, at 15 seconds mark they say Eldritch Raiders, and I was just like, is it the Eldar or the Chaos Space Marines that are Eldritch?
The Tyrant returns. Oh hell yeah. I'm actually quite excited for this. This is a kill team, right?
I don't think so. I think it's normal Chaos Space Marine stuff.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
I think it's a normal release, yeah.
And I think you're right. It's the Eldar.
I think this is an they're just re-releasing Eldritch Omens now that I think about it.
Hell yeah.
Chaos Space Marines vs Eldar. Let's go, box set.
Hang on, but these are not the Star Wound Corsairs. These are actually different Eldars.
Yeah, I think
these are like swooping hawks.
Yeah, I think they're announcing that, right?
Oh hell yeah. By the way, do you remember the old Huron miniature? I actually don't. Hang on.
Yeah, I did. It looks awful. It's actually two separate miniatures. Because the little pet is... Yeah, there he is.
Oh, hell yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, so this is a massive upgrade, right?
Yeah. So this is the old Huron miniature. And this down here is the new one. Oh, he has his pet on his base, by the way.
His pet is still there. It's actually kind of cute. I like the idea of an immortal Chaos Space Marine who just has like a fucked up little pet. It's very cute. I do notice. You know.
What do you notice?
This reminds me exactly of the Wardens of Ultramar, right?
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's like the same sort of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
And a part of me thinks maybe Games Workshop like has the new sales strategy of we're just releasing like 6 or 7 character miniatures.
6, 7.
Model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And we're putting them in a bundle and we're selling that for $80. Maybe that's like the new sales strategy. Because first of all, the Wardens of Ultramar, they're doing that there. For when they release Darktide, they immediately started doing that for the miniatures from that box, right?
Yeah.
You can already sell like you can already buy the Villains of Darktide in like one box set for $80, and a bit ridiculous in my opinion. Yeah, der Hofstaat des Gelgus Pust.
Yeah.
64 Euro for 3 miniatures.
It's actually, I think this is actually, I don't remember when and who said it, if you said it or not, or if JD was it, who said that they're probably going to release, you know, back in the day, we thought maybe they're going to bring back another Primarch each year to have like an easy spike in sales. And I was like, that's kind of a tricky gamble, because that would, I think, destroy the narrative of 40k, like, everything would go out of hand too quickly. And I think now they're doing something similar by just releasing a band of named minor characters. So you still have the incentive, if you are a Black Library and lore enjoyer, to get these miniatures, but at the same time you're not, like, from a narrative point of view, you don't have to push the lore that much forward.
That might actually be it, because I don't know what would be like the reason for it, but I do think Games Workshop is gonna go in even more on like selling named character bundles instead of just normal miniatures, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems to be working for them. They can just sell 6 miniatures for $80, and people are like, "Yo,
yeah, what a bargain! What a deal! Whoa!"
Yeah.
Legionary Decana says, "Let's hope they don't try to rush an ending like the end times in the old world." Nah, I don't think so. They're making so much money out of 40k.
40k is never gonna end at this point,
Yeah.
I think.
I think if the Emperor returns in our lifetime, I'd be actually kind of surprised. I wonder if there's any Moff figures. Moff figures?
From Star Wars?
No, Moff.
Oh.
Moff, like...
Like the animal moth? What do you mean?
I mean, here, what's his face? Mortarion is kind of a Moff. If GW will stop releasing Space Marine captains every year, I don't mind. Now we need a captain every year. Now I am a Space Marine player, and I have misplaced one of my Marines, so now I have an incomplete squad. I actually could use a lieutenant or captain miniature to fill out the rank of the sergeant. Maybe Games Workshop actually has like a group of hitmen that just break into people's homes and steal one of their squad members, so they have a reason to buy a captain. Yeah.
All of their miniatures come like with a little bomb installed, so they notice that when you build a lieutenant or a sergeant, and then the miniature self-destructs, you have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, but jokes aside, these miniatures look really good, right? Like, Huron is fantastic. The woman in the top left, I don't know who she is, but she looks fantastic. She doesn't look like a Chaos Space Marine, but dang.
She has a peg leg, a mechanical peg leg. I can see that from afar. I think she has to be kind of, right? A Chaos Rogue Trader, that's kind of insane. What?
Hold on. Darion the Corpse Master. Garlon Soul Eater. And the others. No, Captain Sargotta, the finest shipmaster in the Red Corsair's fleet.
I love the faces.
So top right is like Boba Fett, basically, like a bounty hunter guy.
Yeah.
Enforcer. I love the top right guy, by the way. I fucking love Xenos that are not like major faction Xenos, but something else, you know?
Literally, the kind of says Lotara Zarin if her model locked in. Yeah.
She's all farming so hard, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. She looks great. She looks fucking dope.
Yeah. But yeah, she's the architect / shipbuilder, ship controller. That's cool. All the miniatures look really good. I think the ones in the bottom left, the guy with the axe, and bottom right are a bit boring. Yeah. But the top is serving, and Huron himself is also serving, you know?
I think I really like the memes about Huron Blackheart. I don't know who said it in the chat, that he, you know, went from mummy to, like, a mummy to Wallace. Oh. No, to Wallace. From Wallace and Gromit. I kinda do see it with the jaw and the weird way they modeled his teeth. When will we get Omega Marine release? Nah, never, sorry.
Mega Marine? What?
No, Omega Marine.
Oh.
But I do like... Oh, he even has like an Eldar trophy on his belt. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes sense, right? They're fighting Eldar in the box set. And presumably the theming is Raiders versus Raiders.
Yeah.
Right? Pirates versus Pirates. Which is very cool. I do kind of wish the Red Corsairs had more of a pirate thing going on with them. You know, like the packback, but I
They-
do. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, say it, you say.
One thing I really love is when it's a group of different things working together instead of just a homogeneous group, right?
Yeah.
It's boring when an army is just space marines and space marines and more space marines. But this right here, you know, it's all space marines, and then there's like the captain who's a normal human, and then there's the weird Xenos alien with his dog. I
Yeah.
really like that. It adds so much to a ragtag group of pirates.
Yeah. I think the individual models are quite cool. I did see this medic character. I don't know what his name is. Do I see his name? No, I don't know. The medic character.
I think that's Arian the Corpse Master.
The corpse master. Okay.
Corpse
Like
Master.
one thing I noticed about him, like from a miniature perspective, I haven't seen these toes on like Space Marine feet in a very long time. Do the others have that as well? No, not really. They all have
No.
like different boots. But
He just has his grippers on.
yeah, he has his dogs out. I think this you could really have like some fun with it, like painting this as like a sandal or a flipper or something. But like the last time I saw this, it was like with a very old chaplain made from tin. Elio No 5 says hi everyone. Hi Elio.
I do like how he seemingly removed 3 of his fingers to replace with longer fingers.
Ooh yeah. Yeah, right.
Right? Like these claws aren't like attached to the tip of his fingers, those are his fingers, so that's fun.
I think it's very
Also
yeah.
the facial expression of
Yeah.
the Corpse Master is so good.
Not only on him, but also like the guy he's taking the gene seed from. So when I first saw this guy, I saw this guy out of context first. Oh, Fatman's Kitchen is also here. Hi, man. When I first saw this guy, I thought this was the pre-Horus Heresy Fabius Bile, because of the way that his model looked and, you know, the old armor plate and everything. So I thought this was a Horus Heresy release and he was taking, you know, gene seed from like a Blood Angel or something. But now I think it's very interesting to see like his frantic expression, or like his fanatic expression, sadistic even. And the other guy is like clearly looking up at him like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not ready to die. I'm not going to die yet.
And it's like also Red Corsair on the floor.
Yeah. He's taking the gene seed from his own. So we're witnessing a little bit of a betrayal here, I think, actually. Because he's also like getting his gun out, like his pistol, to give him the mercy shot.
Ooh.
I think this in itself is like a very nice little story they're telling here.
That's actually, I had not thought of that, but yeah, true. I just noticed the facial expression and he looks so fucking devious, you know?
Yeah.
He is, yeah, that's really good.
If I was in the hospital and my doctor had this expression on him, I would say like, hey man, can I get like a second opinion right this second? Holy shit.
And then it's already too late.
This is like the kind of guy who would come to you like, oh, you need a band-aid? Nah, I think we're gonna take your whole arm off.
Yeah.
Safer. It still has more character than Lucius, the so-called Eternal. Yeah.
I mean, the new Lucius looks pretty dope, right? But
Yeah.
I do once again, I really like the idea. I really like putting different kinds of characters into a ragtag group of people instead of just 6 Space Marines.
Yeah.
But I already know that this is gonna cost $80 or more, and I do not. No, I will never spend $80 for 6 like small miniatures. You know? Oh,
Yeah.
it's 7 miniatures.
Nice.
We're hipstering. We're doing all the.
Oh hell yeah, we're still going with the time. We are not too old yet.
What is the average age of your viewer again? Like, you have very
Oh,
young viewers.
Yeah. No, actually no. I think the average viewer is older than me.
Yeah, I know.
I also like the Huron body proportion. Oh yeah, Huron Blackheart himself looks very, very good.
Yeah.
I do like him a whole lot. I think it's a little bit weird. Just a little bit. Like something is off with this miniature that he doesn't look as imposing as he looks in the artwork, but you know who does.
I don't know. I think they're pretty. He doesn't look imposing or scary, but he does look like he's having a lot of fun.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And that's the important thing.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. Also, the other characters, I don't know too much about them. So,
Assuming that's the master of executions, but it's his Chaos Space Marine, pretty
Yeah.
normal.
I think
the sorcerer also looks pretty normal.
yeah, and there are also like a lot of like very nice details. Even the skull with like the last bits and pieces of skin on him. I think it's a very nice detail. Haven't seen that too often. The sorcerer is quite nice as well. So you do see a little bit of like influence from different legions as well. Like this guy would usually probably be a Thousand Suns character, but now he's with the Red Corsairs, so more like Chaos Undivided. I think this is not a man catcher. I think this is a like just a regular Chaos magician staff.
I never considered that it could be like a man catcher, but that's cool.
Yeah, it does have a nice like the man catcher aesthetic. Definitely, that's cool. The Shipmaster, of course, I think is probably my favorite model out of the bunch. But I say this as an Astromilitarum player, so of course.
You could probably just use her for the Astromilitarum, right?
Elio
she
says...
doesn't have any chaos symbols on her. You could just...
Yeah, you're right. This could be a very cool rogue trader character as well. And of course, then we have the random Xenos character. Like, I haven't seen lots of Xenos throw in with the Chaos Marines, so this is definitely something else.
But that's cool, right? Like, they're Chaos Corsairs. Of course, they don't give a shit about the rules of the Imperium anymore.
Yeah.
And the Imperium is against Xenos, but sure, let Chaos work with Xenos. That's so cool, actually.
And I think if you're like just a bloodthirsty maniac or just out for profit, I think the Red Corsairs are probably the best Chaos faction to roll with. I think the others might be too dodgy. The Red Corsairs just want to fuck shit up. I can respect that.
Well, okay, hold on, it's... Mere mention of her epitaph. Oh, that's a she.
What?
Hell yeah.
This?
The
dino
is a she, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
she's only known as the Enforcer. We got the first Chaos Space Marine, a female Space Marine.
They're really edging us here. Soft launching female Chaos Space Marines, hell yeah.
Yeah. But surely this will be the last time we see a woman here, right?
Oh yeah, surely this will be the least controversial, the most controversial thing of today, right?
You know what I really want to see now?
Yeah?
Bring back the Dogs of War, but for 40k.
Ooh.
Just give us a mercenary Xenos faction, which has, you could just put the Vespid in there, you could put this kind of thing in there. Maybe a Zod or something, and their rule is that they're bodyguard. They're mercenaries, you can hire them for money.
Legion kind of says evil Tau creature. I think you're not that far off. I think there's definitely some Tau aesthetic a little bit going on there. And I do think what you said, Steinrich, is... I think if you want to have a Dogs of War faction, you probably are just going to play the Tau, right? You can have so many different... Like, such a mishmash of characters and species in there. That's actually kind of cool. I wish that
kind of restricted in the playstyle,
I wish they would bring out like an errata for Tau Astromilitarum or something. Maybe like an upgrade kit or something.
I think my problem is like in Warhammer Fantasy you had certain factions, you had the feeling that okay, this faction can work with everyone, right? Like the Ogre can work with literally everyone. The Tomb Kings don't give a fuck about alliances, so they can work with everyone. And 40k doesn't really have that. 40k doesn't have a truly neutral faction. Even the Votan seem more... you can't really see the Votan work for Chaos, for example, right? And I wish they had done that. Imagine if they released the Leagues of Votan and specifically said, yeah, the Leagues of Votan are very buyable. So you can actually buy this Chaos Dwarf here and make it so that these specifically Votan guys have been hired by Chaos or something.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Tricky asks, which Chaos Marines are these? These are basically Chaos Undivided. This is the Black Legion, if the Black Legion was cool, basically.
Yeah, it's the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I think they're very cool. I think they have one of the cooler backstories for like Chaos Legions, and they definitely have also a reason to have fallen to Chaos. Somewhat, at least. Even if it's just a logistical reason, but whatever.
Also, the Black Legions have been jobbed to death, right?
Yeah.
The Black Legion is always the villain, and so they get fucking destroyed in every single piece of fiction they appear in.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I think the Red Corsairs are more fresh and thus seem,
Yeah, the Red Corsairs actually do get shit done here and there. And they actually do have also pretty interesting characters. I've only read a little bit about them, but I think they're quite cool.
What? Scroll down and look at the hairstyle.
Which hairstyle? Oh! Bruh. I'm revoking their cool... Yeah, I'm revoking their coolness status. What the fuck is this? Hell
Someone
yeah.
worked overtime, and now this dude ruined everything just by fucking shaving his head like a proper space marine.
Yee ass haircut, says Tricky.
Yeah.
Holy shit. The faces
Everyone
are...
has a proper haircut. It's only these two.
Oh yeah. I mean haircut, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
They're actually very cool. I think this is like the closest we have gotten to like a traitor guard faction. Like these are very cool. Like, but yeah.
They are old marines, right? These are not primaris. You can.
Oh yeah, of course. They have to be primaris.
No,
not primaris, right? They have to be old marines.
So that's really cool that we see like what uncorrupted old marines look like, because the other old marines that we have right now are Nurgle marines who have been fucking destroyed, by their mutations, Khorne berserkers, and I guess Emperor's Children. But these are normal, standard, non-super corrupted old marines.
I also really liked that every single one, like none of these characters automatically stands out to me as like the sergeant, right? Like maybe the guy on the second slide, if?
I mean, I think it's the guy on the fourth slide.
With the power fist, you mean? Or you mean this guy?
Sword and pelt.
Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, but also like at the same time, like from the loadout, like this guy has a sword and a pistol, but this guy has like a pistol and a power fist. So that's what like the classic Space Marine, like good guy sergeant loadout.
Okay.
Very intriguing. Also like the different styles of armor, of course. I do like also like just the flat chest, like with nothing. Like this guy, I think has the coolest chest piece. Just like a big piece of armor. I think that's very cool.
I don't know. I think I prefer what Power Fist dude has because it makes it less oversized.
Yeah.
Giving like a gut plate,
Yeah, but this guy is definitely like the melee fighter with the chain axe, so of course he has like a little bit more protection on his chest.
It's pretty cool, but I'll be honest, usually Space Marine reveals bore me. I mean, it's well known. But two things. First of all, they are old Marines, and that makes them kind of special. They also come from like different generations. The guy on the last slide is a B-key, and the guy beforehand is like a normal MK4 or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Holy shit, on the last slide, the guy throwing the smoke bomb. That's actually something that is so slick. What?
Yeah, very cool pose. They've been doing the grenade throwing menus for quite a while now, but they've gotten good at it.
This is so cool, holy shit.
But I'll be honest, these are probably miniatures that make me realize I'm gonna say something very heretical. I think I prefer Space Marines without helmets. At least when they're normal infantry.
Chicky the Clown says, I might buy these. I definitely know why you'd say this. These are so interesting.
At least for these, because their heads, when they're not, like, the guys that don't wear helmets and instead just have normal heads, they all have interesting facial features. They all have tattoos or cables coming out of their head or cyborg implants. And then you look at the beaky guy or the guy on the second slide and that's a Space Marine. But yeah,
but also like here we also have like the classic Mark IV helmet, I think. No, Mark V, I think.
Yeah.
So I think what I really like about these guys is that they somehow look so fresh. Even like in the details, like everybody has a different piece of armor. Some people have like the complete, like the solid shin piece. Other people have the knee pad.
The champion looted an Eldar dagger.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason these Red Corsairs say, hey man, there can only be one faction of Corsairs, let's fuck the Eldar up. I think that's quite cool.
That is very funny, yeah. Oh, actually, on the first slide, another guy has an elder
Oh,
dagger.
yeah.
It makes sense. If you like needed a dagger, just steal it from an elder, and it also makes for a cool trophy.
Oh, he has like a little combi flamer or whatever this is, like a small flame pistol. I think this is another sergeant miniature though, like even with the pelt and everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I guess with sergeant status is do you have a dagger or not?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But then
But
you have, yeah.
I really dig the color scheme. The black and red and then like gold accents, that works really well for it looks like it doesn't necessarily have to be evil, but at the same time these miniatures do give give off a vibe that they're evil. So
Yeah. I think it's very interesting to see like the little details, of course. Like for example, this marine on the second slide, he has like some sort of contraption strapped to his bolt pistol. Almost looks like some sort of elixir or something. And he is reaching, and that's what I find interesting. He's reaching for his, it looks like he's reaching for his scope. He has a detached scope hanging down from his belt.
I genuinely thought it looked like a Star Wars lightsaber.
Oh yeah. Alicia
Yeah.
Ducatus even said it, lightsaber.
Yeah, he also has like a robot arm, so hey, nice.
Oh yeah, that as well. Very interesting character. I also like the pirate aesthetic that they have, like that they wear rings on their fingers, like over their gauntlets.
That's so cool. Actually,
Yeah.
just rings over armor. It's a bit goofy, but it fits a pirate, you know?
Yeah, they really go all in on the pirate aesthetic.
Well, no, they don't go all
No,
in,
but
the
yeah.
more I look at it, the more like I see that they clearly steal shit off their enemies, and I do appreciate that.
They're going what's that? They're very tasteful with the way they portray these pirates.
Yeah.
Very cool, very, very cool miniatures. Goofy hairstyles, not the best first impression, not gonna lie. But it's a classic case of the more I look at it, the more I like it.
I think with Loyalist Space Marines, I would still agree that helmets are better than no helmets, but with Chaos Space Marines, I'm starting to think that, like, Chaos doesn't need helmets, where they get, like, cool head variants, you know?
I wonder if this is also a classic case of Games Workshop, like the upper echelons of Games Workshop, don't necessarily care about the Red Corsairs, and that's why the designers have a lot more freedom than with, like, other Space Marines where they're literally always choosing the safest route they can get.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is very cool. This is very, very cool. Legionary kind of says they have so many little details, but their armor is basic. It blends well together. Yeah.
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 And once again, the color scheme of red and black, it just works.
Yeah, it works. It works surprisingly well. Yeah.
I mean, whoever painted these is also clearly really good.
Oh yeah, that's
painting.
I don't know who said it, but these faces are very like extremely well painted.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and there's like a lot more actually. So.
Oh holy shit! Okay.
Okay, but when we get to like special characters models like the captain, I think then like a helmet becomes appropriate. You know.
Yeah. Ooh, very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit, the maze? What the fuck is it? The energy maze? Holy
It's like
shit.
a lantern.
Yeah. And the saber of...
The bottom guy is way cooler than the top guy.
Well, the top guy has a bayonet knife on his plasma pistol. I think that's pretty cool as well.
That's stupid. Why would you need a bayonet when you already have a right hand?
That's so funny. I just yesterday saw somebody strap a bayonet to the pistol of his Creek sergeant. And
Yeah.
the people in the comments were like, oh yeah, this is very fitting for the Creek people. And I think this somehow also makes it like so funny. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's based.
I think the bottom guy also just looks cooler because once again his theme is more dark than the top guys. The mace is cooler, the helmet, maybe. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Both of them very cool. Legionary Can says devious ass smirk. Yeah. Another very interesting facial expression. Very fun.
The thing below the captain. Are these new miniatures or is this like...
What are these guys?
Oh, I think it's an upgrade kit.
Really? Oh yeah, you're
And, like,
right.
what's interesting is go to the look at the last picture of the minis.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think these are new kits. I think this is an upgrade kit, and you can also like use it for your guardsmen, maybe. I'm not sure.
So hang on, we have... Okay, there are no further spoilers below. So these are clearly only upgrades for the Space Marines. The set contains enough shoulder pads to fill all of the Legionaries and Terminators in the box, along with additional head options. What do you mean all of the Terminators in the box?
Eh? Oh,
What?
wait. Did we miss something?
Is there like a new... I don't know.
Oh yeah, a new Battle Force box.
Oh, okay.
About like I said, we skipped that.
Alright, fair enough. We have to go back to that then.
It's actually pretty big. 5 Terminators, like 20 Space Marines.
Okay, hang on. We need to have a look at that immediately after this.
And
But very, very cool. I like this. I like the upgrade kit for the Red Corsairs. This is very, very cool. Traitor
think
Guard,
so.
my beloved.
yeah, but the color scheme does such a good job at portraying them as evil.
Yeah.
Take a normal guardsman and paint him a bit redder than usual, and boom.
Yeah. Just works. Oh yeah, there are the Terminators. Hot damn.
Yeah.
Insane.
Just scroll up because the battle box has opened.
Oh. Where's the battle box?
Yeah, you scroll past there.
This one. Yeah, I completely missed that, lol.
Yeah, it looks like just a promotional picture.
Yeah. Okay. This is intriguing. Oh yeah, with Traitor Guard attached. This is very, very cool. I'd like to see that a lot more, even with Space Marines. Like I'd love to see a Space Marine battle box with Guardsmen as well.
I'm kind of thinking, what the fuck are the Traitor Guards going to do here? Right? Like, oh yeah, these 10 guards surely gonna make a difference. When there's also like 15 or 25 Space Marines next to
Yeah. 20 Space Marines and 5 Terminators. The last good thing we have the 10 Guardsmen here to have our back.
Mm.
Very cool
Oh,
box
wait.
though.
I'm looking at the Terminator with the claws. I think that's new.
Hang on, let's have a look. These miniatures do look older, maybe just because of the way maybe just because of the aesthetic.
No, the Terminators are older. I'm pretty sure I have those actually.
I think they're fresh though. I think they're old designs with a fresh sculpt.
I think they're old. I think they're the old scouts. They're just the old Terminators, but painted new. You know, painted just for this, and maybe like with a few upgrades, like the new claws.
Maybe I'm not that familiar.
I'm pretty sure those are just the old Terminators with with an upgrade kit and a different paint job.
Same with the Space Marines then, eh?
Yeah, the normal Space Marines.
Because they do look older, like from an older class of design.
I have like Terminators, but I don't have like generic Chaos Space Marines. I have like one from the 80s, but or the 90s or something, but
Okay.
you know, that doesn't count.
So for the Red Corsairs, really love that job. Oh yeah. Very intriguing, very, very cool. A great day to be a Red Corsairs fan. Holy shit.
Year of Chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to release this last year because Year of Chaos and everything, but then they were like, hey, no, let's do 500 words of Ultramar first or something.
Yeah. Maybe just because it has to be like a financial decision to release this later than the rest. Which is fair enough, I guess. Very, very cool. Great start for these previews.
Yeah. I say this as someone who usually finds Space Marine reveals boring. This was really cool.
I'm intrigued to see if we'll see the Elder later on as well. The new Elder, the Swooping Hawks.
Like when they revealed the Space Wolves, I was like, yawn, boring, next. And this is like, oh, the color scheme is...
Yeah, this is actually sick. I'm still surprised that this is not a kill team, because all of these guys have so much character in them that I really could see them as a kill team. I'm also... Oh, that's one more thing I want to say. I'm very intrigued to see if they're going to do more of this, like the Titus 500 word style boxes with multiple characters, but for regular 40k. I'm very intrigued to see.
I think they will. I think they can make the price really high and it will still sell, you know?
Yeah, that's not the thing that I'm necessarily putting into question. What I'm thinking is how this will work in the rules. So on the tabletop, do you have to have all of these guys on board? Can you have like a singular character? Because once again, the thing that I dislike most about Age of Sigmar, at least the way that Stormcasts seem to play, is that you don't have necessarily the units that you used to have in fantasy, but it is a very character-heavy army. And I'm wondering to see if 40k is maybe going in a similar direction with the amount of characters that they bring out.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but yeah. I think they will do more character-focused stuff. I think that's true.
Okay.
Because quite frankly, characters just sell well, you know?
Yeah.
Characters sell better.
I mean, fair. Still hate it.
Oh no! These are the Eldritch Raiders.
Yeah, you're actually correct. Reavers and Raiders.
It really is just Eldritch Omens 2. This time it's not bad.
Do they have the same? Yeah, they use the same trailer for this announcement as well. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, honestly.
Oh yeah. Eldritch from the Void. Very, very cool. I like the Yu-Gi-Oh plate on Iriel. the Yu-Gi-Oh battle plate. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the old flags, you know?
Yeah.
It's a very 90s Games Workshop flag, except it's made out of plastic instead of wood.
Yeah. This is very cool. Okay, this is the box. Wow. Holy shit. This is actually pretty nice.
These are decent Battle Force boxes.
Yeah.
Is that well? You already have what's he called, the Autark, right?
Yeah, and I do have the Star Wound Corsairs as well, the older kill team. Like, but I think these guys down here are different though. I think these are actually new models once again.
Yeah.
And for the first time, yeah.
It would be pretty normal for Games Workshop to just release the kill team as a normal thing.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the Star Wars Corsairs. I still haven't built them because, of course, I didn't. So I don't actually know. Yeah.
I need to log the fuck in.
Time to log in for my YouTube channel when my diploma is also this year, right?
A brand new Viper. What's a Viper? It's the flying thing?
Yeah, I think it's the flying thing. A Star Fang. That's what I wanted to say as well. For the first time in a long time, another vehicle. Very surprising.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's true, actually.
Nice.
That's rare.
That's rare. Okay, Prince Iriel. Hell yeah, he looks so good. I love this color scheme. Holy shit.
Does he have a shield? What is that?
No, he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! He's like, in his hand, you can place a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, like the way he's holding it, like he's so...
Yeah, but what is it, actually? Is it that I don't think he has in-character dual disc with him, you know?
I mean, it would be so fun. I mean, like, as a character on the battlefield, you can have duels, so every Prince Iriel commander is saying, like, I'll challenge your character to a duel. This goes so hard.
He also even has like an Egyptian thing going on with his like leg plate.
Yeah.
My god, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh character. Incredible.
He actually looks amazing. The helmet as well looks so good, like the helmeted option. Ah.
Draw your last miniature from your pathetic Battle Force box and let's end this.
Yeah.
My Battle Force has no pathetic miniatures. Yeah, but it does this.
Like you're building a Phantom Knight of the Elders, but it is like painted like Exodia, the Forbidden One. Hell yeah.
I think Exodia would be more like a... Oh, Exodia would 100% be an Ossiak Bone Reaper miniature, I think.
Sure, right, yeah.
100%. But yeah.
Insanely cool miniature. Great Elder character. Hell yeah. Like the cloak. Yeah. The cloak that he's wearing for the drip over his armor. God dang. Another insanely cool pirate.
Honestly, maybe it's the front view, but I don't know. I think he's fine, I guess.
How dare you?
I don't get the dual disc, and well,
I
it's
think
fine.
what I think very cool is that, you know, you can see this as a very wealthy elder, finally, you know? If I had a lifetime of customizing my armor, this is what I would be rocking, not
That's-
the lame bullshit that the other elder miniatures are, you know, what they have.
Does he have a gun or is he a melee only?
He looks to be melee only. I think these are 2 daggers on his side as well.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting. Holding his
I think,
legendary... Yeah?
I think this guy doesn't really look like a pirate. He does look like he has a bit of a nautical thing going on with his coat.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a pirate, you know?
He looks like a Freibeuter, a pirateer, a privateer.
No, I think he just looks like a guy on a boat. No, you know what I mean. He doesn't look like he's plundering. He looks like he's just a captain or something.
Right, okay. I mean, fair enough.
Mm.
Still think he looks fucking good. And there we have the Sky Reavers. Hell yeah.
There. All right. No, there. Yep.
What?
Like theory of you're not doing flying bases anymore, and instead everyone gets attacked.
No.
It's still happening.
I had
Everyone gets tactical rock.
I had so many people in my comment section about this very topic complaining about this kind of rock. Like that all these people would rather have the little plastic plinths.
In the Tau drones shot, right?
Yeah. And here we have only tactical rocks again. Okay.
I really do think that like Games Workshop does flying bases only for miniatures that are 0% humanoid, you know? Because the second you have a leg, you can jump off something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit, you know, overdone with like 10 people jumping from these very small little statues.
I think they're all like slightly different things, well, right? Oh no.
Yeah, but they're only very, very slightly different, right? Aren't I? It's a little bit too much.
They're all like Eldar inscription thingies.
And we have some, you know, pairs going on as well. Like this base right here is the same as this base. I mean, a very minor detail. We haven't even had a look at the miniatures proper, but very, very, you know, well.
I mean, it is interesting. Honestly, most of the time when I look at new miniature releases, I am like, what is Games Workshop doing? How is Games Workshop like changing as a designing company?
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting. And just minor things like, oh, they're not doing vehicles anymore, or they're barely doing flying miniatures anymore, and when they release a humanoid flying miniature, it's always with a tactical rock jump, you know?
Yeah.
I think, like, super interesting things.
Apart from that, though, these miniatures are lovely. Holy shit.
The color scheme, once again.
The color scheme, but also the detailing on the armor, like all of the golden ornaments, and like everybody seems to have like a part of a creature they've slain, right? We start off with like a pelt. This guy has like a dragon wing. These guys have like more pelts again. And then we have like tyrannid scales or whatever this is supposed to be.
Oh, the last, you know, the guys with the bad haircuts from the red was the guys with the bad haircuts here who would win in the fight. I think that's funny that they both have the obligatory bad haircut people.
Yeah. Also very cool weaponry as well. Like this guy has a crystal gun. Like the guy with the eye patch in the third slide. He has like
I guess that's the captain, that's the leader.
Probably, yeah. He looks the most dripped out.
It's either he or the person on the first slide with a weird ass moon thing.
Yo! The way they locked in for his sword as well, like the way that this energy sword is painted, the other ones are just metal, right? But this guy, holy shit.
That has to be the captain.
Yeah.
Once again, alternatively, the person in the first slide, but I think they use the same body. They use like, the same character with a different head and weapons.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Not necessarily. This guy has like the male torso and she has the female torso.
Oh, yeah, okay, true.
Also entirely different weapon loader as well. Very cool to see all of the different options you can have with these guys.
Mhm.
And I think they do look hella sleek. Very, very cool Elder miniatures.
Yeah, absolutely.
It only took 30 years for new releases, but now we're on a very good streak. Very, very
I
cool.
like that one of the Eldar is wearing a bandana over his helmet again.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But once again, I do think when a miniature isn't loyalist, I keep repeating myself this stream, but when a miniature isn't loyalist, seeing them without a helmet makes them cooler because they can get a lot of characterization. And since we're evil, they're also allowed to get characterization, but loyalists wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to get.
and I think once again we're at our theory that because the upper echelons of Games Workshop don't feel for their life when it comes to design changes to their best-selling products,
Yeah.
the designers can just go a little bit wilder, a little bit freer with what they're doing here.
Yeah.
And that's how we end up with some of the coolest stuff ever. Also, I think we have to say this. We usually say that the best thing of 40k, like in terms of 40k design, you can find in Kill Team. But these guys appear to be not a kill team, but for like the regular board game, which I think is
Sure.
very cool. A specialized unit, sure, but yeah.
They absolutely could have been, but they're not. And I mean, that's neat.
Yeah. And there we go. Then we have Karsev.
I thought this was already like a miniature that you, like. I think you already painted this dude in a video.
No.
Looks like one of your miniatures.
I think I know what you mean. The thing is, technically speaking, that wasn't a proper miniature. That was like a kit bash out of different kits, like fantasy and 40k. Oh yeah, he had like the stones of the Vrain. He had the body of like a phoenix guard guy.
Okay, I'm seeing it now, and I misremembered something dramatically. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought I saw this dude before, but maybe I was wrong.
But also insanely cool design, like the ornaments, and the way that he looks like a fly for some reason, like the helmet. I think that's so cool.
I didn't consider that. Give me a second.
Yeah, take it in. Reap it in the new miniature. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna look for the guy that I was thinking about.
Yep.
And I was thinking of you, the Rune Prophet.
Do these guys?
Maybe.
Did the painter actually? Yeah.
Never mind. I was wrong.
Okay. Dang, but he looks very cool.
The fly helmet, I didn't even notice that, but yeah, you're right. He has an insect helmet thing going on, doesn't he?
I think that's very cool, though. I think that's a fresh design, and I don't think it looks too goofy. I think it looks pretty cool.
I think it would work best for like a pilot, you know, because this does kind of look like a pilot helmet. For a dude that's just on foot, but if he was like on a jet bike, I would be like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I could also see like because flies have like different, like a way better perception of like things due to how their eyes work. Having this perception enhancing design language on a guy that has like who's like obviously a psyker, I think also makes sense as well. Very, very cool.
Conspiracy theory. This guy is the Void, right?
The Void what?
The Void Dreamer, apparently. That's. Oh, what's a Void Dreamer, you ask? They're specially attuned psychers that can feel the shifting eddies of a warp. Eddies? And from Cyberpunk eddies?
Yeah.
And guys from appearing channels. I can feel the euro dollars shifting in the wall. But crackpot theory time. This guy is the Dreamer, and in The Sandman by Neil Gaiman, the Dream, the God of Dream, has a helmet that looks like a fly's head.
Right.
So that's the inspiration. These guys are ripping off the Sandman, calling it now.
Alright, okay. Fair enough. When I'm editing this into a short, I'll do a comparison between the two.
don't, because then I'll seem like I'm fucking insane. I'll look like I'm stupid.
Don't you remember the whole objective of this stream? It is to milk you for content. Man.
Right. Maybe I should say some like I should. I'm gonna become a conspiracy theory streamer. You know.
Right.
I'll just ramble.
Very, very cool design though. I really like him. I really like this design as well. And then we have the Viper and the Starfang. So this is a new...
I'm still at oh, Eddie.
The Viper finally has a fresh new kit.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on.
What?
Am I seeing this correctly? Is there like... Okay, the way this looks is it's two spaceships and one is flying above the other. And in the top spaceship there's a teeny tiny Eldar, right? Like
Nah, he has his legs. It's like a convertible, but his legs are like with no protection.
his legs are like in the in-between space. I see that
Yeah.
now. But it does look like it's just a little head, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like when you have your kid on the back seat of your bike, right? This is
Yeah.
the elder version of that.
Like if you deleted the bottom, it would look like an Eldar in a bobby car. It's it's very funny, honestly.
Very cool. Nice to see the old kid get a refresh. I don't even know how the old kid looks actually.
How can I see it from the side? Where are his legs? I don't see them.
They're very like hidden. They're here from the side. You see them here, like right under the chassis.
Okay. Yeah, I see it now.
Oh. Oh my god.
Don't dox yourself.
No, not again. Alright, yeah, okay, I do have that. I do remember it, right? Okay, this is definitely a step up.
Oh, I actually like the old version more. I like the mounted gun.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
yeah.
I don't get the point of having the top guy being in the tiny enclosed cabin.
Oh, whoops.
Just so he can fire one gun.
I mean, it basically is like, hey, do you want to have the... It's like a Humvee, right? Do you want to have the gunner exposed to enemy fire, or do you want to give him some cover? I can completely dig this design. I definitely understand it.
I think I like the third version more. Weird. I like the Eldar aesthetic in this. I look at the entire army and I'm like, dang, this is cool. But if I see look at the small miniatures, like on their own, I keep complaining. I don't know what's up with that.
And then, of course, we have a new miniature as well, a Starfang.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Oh, that's so interesting. It basically is the same miniature, but the cockpit on the back is reversed.
I guess it's a 2-in-1 kit.
Yeah, definitely. But interesting. So this guy is like basically firing to the back? Because the weapon is also mounted backwards.
Wait, quick question. It says that they're mounted with deadly Drukhari weapons. Is this are the Eldritch Raiders Drukhari or
No,
Eldar?
basically the Corsairs are in between the regular Eldar and the Drukhari. So basically you can just go over there and the Corsairs are just taking whatever fits best.
Okay.
And they're like a standalone faction.
They have like both. Okay.
Okay, Harry Potter.
It does make me wonder, do you think that next edition will still have like Drukhari and Craft Worlds as two separate armies, or will they maybe unite them into one?
What? Hang on, can I say it again?
Do you think that in the future maybe like Drukhari and Craft World Eldar won't be two separate factions anymore, and instead will eventually get like united into one?
I don't think so. I think the more likely option is that if you want to have the best of all, you'll get like a Yinari kit, so Yvraine's faction. Of like, because Yvraine is like trying to combine all the Eldar into one, but of course not every Eldar is going to go along with that. So I think this Corsair stuff that they're doing is maybe a little bit of a teaser of how that could look like, because you have like regular Eldar with like Drukhari technology as well.
I'm just noticing like the Drukhari army is very underdeveloped and they haven't really gotten new miniatures in a long time. And meanwhile, every time we're releasing something new for the Eldar, it gets classified as Craft Worlds.
Yeah.
And now we get Corsairs, which are like kind of closer to Drukhari, but they're still probably getting classified as Craft Worlds.
Nobody says the stream is silent? What? That has to be on your end, right? Because I haven't seen any other person complain.
I can like, hold on, let me unmute the stream real quick.
Yeah, please. I do have five people watching. I think
It
this
is,
should...
it is a bit quiet, like a little bit, but 10% louder should fix it.
I can't do that? Okay, hang on.
Hmm.
Well, it's normal for me, says Legionary Decanus. Okay, then I won't change anything because on my
Yeah.
end it's fine.
Don't mess anything up now,
Yeah.
right? Like, what I could imagine is either the Drukhari will get a big refresh in the future, or they will get reunited into the craft worlds, because right now I'm on the store page for Drukhari, and it's so lacking, right? They don't even have, like, a big centerpiece right now. And, apart from the boat. Click on, yeah, Xenos.
And then Drukhari.
Right, like, they have the character models, that's cool. They have, like, their fucking ancient Talos and Kronos things. But then it's already kind of over, and it's like,
I mean, they did get a range refresh, and they did get, like, some stuff of, like, I mean, they did get Lady Malice. Like, they did get definitely some more characters recently released, with, like, new characters. And they also got new lore as well. Like, Lady Malice is, like, teased as the one who can kill, Lucius the Eternal, because her blade is binding the souls to it, kind of like the Empress sword. I think they and like he also was like in a Lucius the Eternal book. He was also like captured by her. So if you look at the characters, they are definitely like fresh models, definitely.
yeah. But what I'm thinking is like, I'm thinking there is a very realistic chance that in the future, the Eldar will have a Tau and Crude situation where, the Crude got a big range upgrade, and they are basically their own thing, but they're still considered Tau.
Right.
And similarly, I think that the Drukhari are gonna be the Crude to the craft worlds. They can't talk right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Eldar and the Drukhari will have a similar relationship that the Tau and the Crude will have. They will be like in the same army. They'll be considered the same faction. But you can still have like an all Drukhari army.
I think that's I think that's rather unlikely. I don't subscribe to that idea necessarily. But I would say, hang on, I'm currently what's happening? There you go. I think they will say their own thing because they do have like a shit ton of like unique miniatures as well. Maybe you're right because I don't know the sales figures. If the sales are bad, then I could see that, yeah. But I think I mean, that would also speak for the reason why they are only getting character refreshes. I don't know. I think looking at the sales figures would tell us if you're right or wrong.
Put it on Polymarket right now.
Oh, hell yeah. And by the way, thanks A-Park and all of the other guys who told us that the stream was fine. That's also, thank you.
Okay, so they're saying like you can place the gun backwards to maintain the gun vehicle silhouette. Oh. So I guess the Viper and Starfang might be like the same thing, and just one of them fires backwards and the other fires forwards. But frankly, that I think also makes like sense for a flying vehicle, right? I remember helicopters in real life also have that feature, but like you don't have to be scared of a helicopter while it's flying towards you, but you have to be very fucking scared of a helicopter when you're behind it, because helicopters shoot like backwards,
What? Who told you that?
That was like a big thing in some African war.
Oh, yeah, okay. They do have like the famous tail gunner, but that's for troop carrying helicopters. The attack helicopters all shoot to the front.
Okay, maybe I'm misremembering something.
I think you're half correct. I think you're just confusing the tail gunner for like regular armament. Yeah, in that case it's the style option. I don't know. Seems like a little bit of a weird kit bash in my opinion. Like, oh, I wanna maintain the silhouette of the thing, so I put the gun on backwards. Yeah,
kind of weird. I wish we just had turrets, but you could maybe freely move around,
Maybe that's.
Yeah.
the case. And then, of course, we have the new Corsairs. By the way, nobody is asking mail at the end. Yes. Today, I want to be completely honest with you, especially you, nobody. I did say that I'm going to open the mail today, but I am kind of on a little bit of a stricter schedule than usual. Because me and my girlfriend have to wake up very early tomorrow. So, because these reveals always take a little bit longer than I imagine,
Do a separate stream, I think, yeah.
there is a possibility that I have to open the mail next stream. Which would be very in theme, because for some reason this miniature is like cursed with one delay after another. But I want to be very upfront with that today, because in case you need to go to bed as well, or want to go to bed.
Yeah.
That you don't have to stick through the whole stream for me just for me not open the mail, right? Anyways, new Corsairs, or not really. That's all the new stuff. Alright. Together 10 existing Corsair Void Scarred miniatures. Alright, so they are existing already. Okay.
I think they're cool. I think the elders look cool, but I think the Chaos Space Marines have got a bit better. Are cooler.
Yeah.
It's like Syria.
The Space Marines are cooler. I really like Uriel though. I think his miniature is fucking dope.
Yeah.
I think yeah. I think if I'm ever going to pick up Eldar, or if I would, because I kinda did, you know, they were the faction I wanted to play back in the day, but then I found that they had no artillery, and I was like, oh no, not that again.
Yeah.
But if I were to pick up Eldar, I'd probably play Corsairs, because they do have like a great color scheme, great miniatures, and just a great feel overall.
And I mean, they are getting a box soon, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to get that though. I have so much of that
No?
stuff to do. Nah, I can't. Can't
Red.
justify that. I still have the Lumineth pre-order box, not fully built. You know, I don't have the 5
Yeah.
riders, so yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The only reason I finished Eldritch Omens is because you got the Chaos Marines from that box, otherwise they wouldn't, like, they would be in that box as well.
And when I fucking lost them and never got them back.
You
Rip.
lost them? Really?
Whole train situation where I left the box in a train and then I was like, oh, we brought it to the Fundbüro, and then I called the Fundbüro 5 times and they never fucking responded.
You
It has
never
been-
got them back?
Never got them back, yeah. Eldritch Omens was a disaster for all of us, man.
Oh no! Oh, that sucks. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never got them back.
Oh, these fuckers. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
I called them 5 times and every time it was like, bitte rufen Sie später an. And it's like, it was it was like an automated message too, so.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, and at this point it's probably too late and they already like sold it off to someone. Well, someone has gotten a cheap Eldritch Omens box.
Damn it. And it was such an overpriced shitbox as well. The only reason I got it at
Yeah.
all was because of the new Elder. Ugh,
Yeah,
such a
Eldritch
disaster.
Omen really was a disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For us at least.
Nobody says
So
Uriel's new model is a great step from his old, not so cool Handjester model. Well, Uriel had an old miniature?
I mean, of course, like
Uh,
betters. Upgrading. Yeah, I think the old one also looks really cool.
I think the old one, yeah, I like the old one as well.
The old one is doing like a little. I don't know what Handjester he's doing, but he's like Zeke Heiling, but at the ground, you know.
Nah,
It's
like the new Uriel is like picking his box from his deck.
yeah.
and the
oh,
old-
he's playing a card.
Yeah, he's already playing the card, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, I do like how the new Elder, of course, have like a we have to fight against Space Marines thing, but the old area was clearly against Tyrannus, so
Oh yeah, you're right. So interesting.
yeah.
And nobody says this also was like metal or fine cast. Interesting, so cool.
Yeah, you can kind of tell, honestly.
But yeah, a great upgrade from this to oh, where is it? To this. Definitely a step up in terms of quality.
No, I'll be honest, maybe it's the angle, but the new one clearly is higher quality, but I kind of if his arm was slightly different, I would prefer the old one. And if the old one was not clearly metal and
The
Finecast.
old one is kind of like the old one exudes more
Yeah.
confidence. Yeah.
The old one is more. The old one is also more decorated. He has so many little details and things going on with him.
I think that's just due to the paint job, the way that they're edge highlighting everything.
That could be. And the spear is also painted better, or
Yeah.
like more decorated.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. The spear is also cool here.
Yeah, I think the new one definitely has more decorations and details, but the way that they just painted it made him look more interesting. Saw the model from some people with the arm glued high up. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll be getting the new aerial for sure. Hell yeah.
Okay, so I scrolled forward and I realized I'm fucking stupid because we talked for a long time about what will happen to the Drukhari, and Games Workshop immediately, instantly decided, let's sell a Drukhari box.
Oh.
Fucking instantly.
Then we have the Lair of the Tyrant. So this is a campaign book then?
Yeah.
A campaign collection, just like 500 words, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Bingo.
Well, I also just noticed by the picture that they showed before that, they're still like using the old Land Raider from like 2006. That got never upgraded. It's insane.
I'm gonna be real though, the old Land Raiders for some reason, like the Rhino, right?
Yeah.
The old Rhino is so peak. Like, I don't even know what you would necessarily upgrade for them. I think an upgrade sprue would be nice to finally be able to customize these fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
But apart from that, I mean, it's just a brick, right? It's a brick with nothing else.
But it almost feels like it's a different aesthetic at this point, right? Like every Space Marine got slightly bigger, but the Rhino kept the same size. And now it looks like they have to like fucking lie down in there.
Yeah, that's true. Rogue Trader trusts us with some amazing characters. A Raven-wing librarian on bike, a rogue trader with 2 Inferno pistols, a crude rider with a rail rifle. What? Astromilitarum officer and a sentinel? What are you talking about? Champions can... Oh,
flexible rules for creating your own character units. You know what? That's awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
That is... I really dislike about 10th edition how you can't customize your armies as much as before, right? Like in 8th edition, I remember when I played 8th edition, I was like, okay, I'm going to specifically build my Death Guard army so that as many of my Marines have plasma weapons as possible, because I was able to give like every second or third Marine a plasma gun, which was really cool when fighting against other Marines, because plasma guns deal exactly 2 damage, which one-shots a Marine, and have like strength 5, which also is good against Marines. And in modern, like 10th edition 40k, it's like, yeah, no, actually your army, your unit is like strictly, it has like a strict size, and you can't just fucking do shit anymore, and just let me customize shit, man.
Yeah, I think that is cool, very cool. A Astromilitarum officer on a sentinel actually goes very hard. I've seen some people kit bash it on Reddit, and I was very surprised where this trend was coming from all of a sudden. But yeah, that's... Now I see why. That's interesting, that's cool.
Interesting how you can now lead an orc army with a grot, apparently.
Yeah, or a psychic Tyrnid artillery beast. That's like the beast box. They brought out the beast battle force for Tyrnids, but like in one miniature.
Yeah. Well, no, what I was thinking specifically, the next starter kit will presumably have orcs, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe this already kind of teasing that, hey, you can now lead your orc army with a goblin.
Yeah.
Maybe the next, and of course me, the big goblin fan, #1 here, is hoping maybe the next starting things that will have a bit more of a focus on grots.
The next thing that I wanted to talk about were the battle forces. I wanted to immediately start trash talking them because it was, just like, alright, okay, new battle forces, who cares? But actually, though, the Leagues of Votan battle force is one of the most based things I've ever seen. It's
I know, right?
It's all of our most favorite Votan miniatures in one. That's actually so cool.
I think all of these are miniatures that are rated A tier or higher, which is pretty fun. Except maybe the bike, but the bike came out when they... But it has been a long time.
Yeah, the bike
but
came
yeah.
out when we were very heavily, like, very angry about the dwarves not having beards. I
Oh
remember
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's fun. Also, like, this is. I don't know how to feel about a Battle Force box having a grand total of 3 units.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a bit silly.
I
but,
guess
you
technically
know,
speaking 4, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, that's kind of silly. But you know, it's still funny. I
But
agree with you. But
the more I'm I'm leaning toward only miniature collecting instead of playing. These are the kind of battle boxes that I would get if I had A, more free time, and B, less miniatures already on my plate.
well, we gotta play more, right? Maybe we can meet up soon and play a
Would be
game of
so good.
40k,
Or like
like
Kill Team.
7th wave edition or something.
Hell yeah. Or like finally do our Kill Team battle report.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
Kill Team?
That's definitely
Warcry, right?
yeah. Oh, Warcry, right, sorry.
I'd be interested in playing 40k though. Now that I have like my... Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I would be interested in playing like a small 1000 point game with you. Maybe 8th edition 40k
Yeah,
or something.
sure. I have everything for 8th edition. 8th edition with no like errata or upgrades because I can't be bothered to look that shit up.
Yeah, true. Let me go piss real quick.
Alright. While Heinrich is pissing, this man is currently being drained of all of his bodily fluids because I'm milking him for content and now he's going to piss. Only the best commentary when he's away. Yeah, these miniature reveals are actually looking rather nice so far. Though this at the same time feels like the kind of miniature reveal that, like the kind of preview that starts off very promising and then just falls off. Nobody else says Maelstrom equals Psychic Awakening. You think so? You think it'll have equally as... Yeah, like you think this in terms of like gameplay or in terms of like lore? Because I do remember that Psychic Awakening was a heavy hit for, like a heavy blow to the lore. Because I think during Psychic Awakening, BL Tan got shattered. I think during Psychic Awakening, the Indomitus Crusade also happened, I think. So yeah, this is definitely of a lot smaller scope in terms of lore. Very interesting box though. Huh. As a guy who wants to do more content, like more battle reports and stuff like that, I think something like this might actually be interesting after all for me. Usually I wouldn't be bothered. Usually I couldn't give 2 fucks. But this actually looks very interesting. Though I did do a inventory, basically a stock, of like ideas that I have this year for the kind of content that I do want to do and the kind of videos that I do want to produce. And I must just be real, I'm so... Like, I'm very motivated, and I think I can pull a lot more off than I maybe think. But at the same time, it is diploma time, and I'm getting my ass beat by that.
And you already have a bunch of grey plastic, so yeah.
Yeah. No,
so much.
This would be more like, you know, shifting my content to, like, some battle reports and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a sneaking suspicion that those are going to be a nightmare to produce, so...
I can imagine.
I don't know, I'll have to see about that.
Alright.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, gather the tide.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Age of Sigmar.
Age of Sigmar usually has the best reveals.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the video.
Oh,
starting with a comic.
Why does... And it's like a meme comic too, what? Didn't we literally make that joke like a few streams ago or something?
Oh!
I mean, like, the Ossiak aesthetic will never stop being funny, honestly.
Oh, okay, yeah. They do look like Saturday morning cartoon villains, not gonna lie.
I mean, not in a bad way, but just look at those horses, man.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the horses and you think, hey, yeah, these horses are muscular. No, those are just bones.
Yeah.
It's so funny. You know, every time I think of Osiak, you know the Spider-Man clip where Kingpin, the gigantic fat guy,
Yeah.
is like, ah, you think I'm a big fat guy? This is actually all muscle. And then he beats people up. For Osiak Bone Reapers are like a logical extreme of that, where you look at a gigantic fat guy and you're like, hey, he's fat. And they go, ah, you think this is fat? This is actually literally just bones.
Yeah, they're like
I'm
sharks.
literally big. I'm literally big boned, motherfucker. And then they just I don't know. It's very the horses are very funny, honestly. I
Very-
like the Bone Reapers. They're silly in a good like Warhammer way.
Yeah, they're silly and like we can call their aesthetic a little bit goofy, but like in an endearing way.
Yeah. The
Mm,
Saturday morning cartoon villain accusation. It's accurate.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
I just yesterday edited a short of like Alrak the Jarana and Nagash. And
Yeah.
I literally used Skeletor for Nagash
Yeah.
as like a placeholder. And now I just basically see Skeletor as a miniature down here. That's kind
I
of
was
funny.
thinking more like Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh
Turtles.
yeah. Skeletor in Shredder's armor, yeah.
Yeah. This with Chad skeleton chin. It never stops being funny. It's
Interesting to see these horses with like skulls in their body though. Like
Oh,
these
yeah.
these like modeled horses, but they have like actual skulls in them.
that's the stuffing.
Yeah. My god. They are like plushies, but made from bone and filled with bone.
But the idea of going to build a bear, and like, yeah, I'd like a teddy. Okay, fill it up, and there's just fucking bones in there. You fill it up with a fucking human skull. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Interesting
What
load
the
up.
what the fuck are the horses wearing armor for? By the way.
I thought, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, he's making them chunky, so he doesn't have to give them extra armor. That makes sense. But no, they wear armor over their bones, and bone armor as well. Like in the second picture, that might just be. Oh no, the third as well.
Imagine skinning a guy alive so you can wear like skin. I guess that's leather.
I mean, okay, fair enough. Like leather armor on a regular horse would also be kind of janky, but
Yeah.
like, why are you're constructing bone, filling it with more bone, and then armoring it up with bone? What is happening? Even the whip is bone.
But it gets so much funnier when you remember the lore of Osiak, that they're like tax collectors, but instead of demanding money, they demand bones.
Yeah.
So this is basically just a rich guy doing bullshit with all the money he has, right?
Yeah.
Like first he taxes you, and then he just buys the most unnecessary shit imaginable with the money he takes from you. And he rides around in his fucking Giga Chad horse chariot with a chad made out of bone. Like, imagine seeing a rich guy on a chariot and it's pulled by two horses that are made out of gold, filled with diamonds, and they're wearing an armor made out of more diamonds or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be so pissed.
This is like Midas, King Midas, but everything it touches turns into bone.
Nagash has a good sense of humor.
Yeah. Matt from Pressburg says, one interesting news went around my area a few days ago. That new minis for Vlad von Karstein, Conrad von Karstein, of course, Manfred, which got me pumped. They're going to be new miniatures for all these characters? Huh.
I'll believe it when I see them.
Yeah, and we also talked. I mean, it would be kind of sad, right? I mean, we literally just had a short where you said that they all looked like idiots, so
Yeah.
I kind of agree. Leash
Okay, this guy
Mortek.
is cool.
Yeah,
This dude is cool. The horses were kind of goofy. This dude is cool.
yeah, he stands on business. I respect that.
Yeah.
Lieutenants to a leash cavalry.
That's like a big ass golem. I would be scared of encountering this guy. I wouldn't want to fight him. That's
Yeah.
a sick. Is there a different angle?
Oh my god, his fucking Sherpa is made from bone as well.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
Fair enough.
I like that. I like his weapon. I love the way his cape is done.
Oh,
Shit. Look at that. The shield being covered up by his cape.
oh
That's-
yeah.
Mm,
Like the cloth simulation there, that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
I also like that you can paint them like Necrons. I think that's fun.
Sure.
Uh,
Maybe I technically own like your Necrons, right?
Yeah.
The starter box. Maybe I'd actually just buy like a few Ossiak models to eat them or something.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
I think that's a very cool miniature. For once, I actually do prefer the standard loadout, like the first loadout we see. I think the second doesn't look as good. It's painted as well.
I think with the axe it still kind of works, but yeah, no, I agree.
This guy also, like, I think the Ossiak Bone Reapers also are like somewhat endearing to me because they actually do look like classic, like, these are the kind of miniatures that you would have in your head when you were playing like D&D in the 90s or 80s or something.
Yeah.
Like they look very classic fantasy villain.
Games Workshop always like doing factions that are a bit goofy and silly, right?
Yeah.
Even Space Marines used to be very silly. So even if the Ossiak Bone Reapers are kind of stupid, I can always appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it really. It's endearingly stupid.
And then we have the next people, the Mortec Triaxis.
He has a fucking carrier pigeon made out of bones.
Why?
He fucking has a carrier pigeon that's entirely made out of bones. That's... Sure, buddy.
Somebody needs to fucking stop Nagash.
And I don't even think he didn't even like take a carrier pigeon, killed it and skinned it and then revived it. No, he built a new one.
Out of bone. Legionary Kenna says, alright, I think I'm gonna go. Morning shift tomorrow. Good night. Alright, man. Good night. Thank you for staying around for so long.
Good night.
And yeah, good luck with your morning shift tomorrow. I do have morning shift tomorrow as well, which is why I'm only going to stream for like 1 more hour. Roundabout.
Okay, we hurry up a bit then, right?
I mean, that's okay. I don't have actually that much to say about the Ossiak Bone Reapers, though these archers are actually like, I really like their cauldrons, like their fire cauldrons, like the way that the flames are modeled. Insane.
One thing I'm noticing about them, which is weird and interesting, is they all have only one eye.
Oh my god, I thought that as well, but then again, look at their forehead. There's the second eye.
Huh?
How does that work?
They have like extra aim. I don't think that's actually an eye. I think that's like decoration or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Also, for a second, I thought the fucking, what do you call it? The flexible thing of a bow. The rope.
The rope, yeah.
I thought that was made out of bone too, and I was going crazy, but no, it's like leather or something.
I like how Games Workshop is like acknowledging that this has been a highly requested unit for the Ossiak Bone Reapers. After many years of patiently listening to his servants to implore him for archers like the grinning Mortec Guard and Clarius Reapers, Catacross has acquiesced it, and finally, like the Mortec Triaxis. I mean, they do have Triax in their name. I don't know what a Triax is, but like there is like tri in there, so maybe.
I mean, it's like 3 axes, but.
Yeah, but like maybe 3 eyes, because there's also another thing like on the top of their head. So
honestly,
like, ain't the same.
That's like a thing I kind of wish. I wish the Ossiak Bone Reapers got more crazy with the anatomy, because, you know, you could easily just say, yeah, Catacross just decided that the new Ossiak Bone Reapers need 3 legs and stuff too, because 3 legs is more stable and you can aim better.
Yeah.
And then all the archers just have fucking 3 legs or something, right?
Yeah.
I wish the Ossiaks did that more, or maybe gave us like centaurs. Right?
Yeah.
Go wilder, go sillier. Make the Ossiak just fucking crazy. I wish they did that.
I love the idea though that, you know, the architect who's molding all of this stuff, like in lore, he is like, oh, okay, I have like the bone humanoid aesthetic, but in theory I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? And the first thing he did was give all of them like the Chad face. Like first he went with the Chad muscly alpha male aesthetic, and after like 10 years, the idea came to him of like, oh, hang on, I can actually do some useful stuff, like another eye or something.
Yeah.
Like he's just dicking around, same with like the carrier pigeon, but no.
Yeah.
Now he's...
The carrier pigeon is still sending me. Instead of taking a live carrier pigeon, a real one, and just skinning it, no, they just had to build one from scratch, presumably out of like bone. It's the dumbest shit. I love it.
I really
Uh,
love it as well. Also, like, I really like the nice little flame effect on their bows as well. So you know these are special arrows. I think that's very cool.
yeah, that's nice. It's interesting how we just use normal arrows.
Yeah.
Everything they do is made out of bone, but then for arrows, like, let's just use wood.
I mean, the weapons in general, like the spears as well, like they lock in. They're just like, okay, not...
The bows are made out of, have like bone in them.
I mean, yeah, okay, sure, but like with the other guys, like the spear is made from metal, the axe, the
Are you
sword.
sure about that? Because, like...
I mean, it is wrapped in leather, so what do I know? Okay.
I think the banner of a chariot, for example, that's made out of bone, pretty sure. So,
That's it? Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
God, we have to move on. It's fucking bone.
Okay. The rogues, the thieves, the very sneaky guys.
Hell yeah, the dark blades from
also-
Elden Ring.
Slipping stealthily into view and boasting some cool clothes. Imagine going through town and you see that one dude is wearing like a cloak, and under the cloak he's just a fucking bone sculptor.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty scary. But you know what? If these dudes like put on their cloaks and their hoods, they would probably look reasonably human.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is explicitly said that they're meant to kill enemies. 5-minute breaks, alright. We'll still be here. Oh, hang on, there we go. There we have like a guy with the hood up. Holy shit.
And I think he looks reasonably human, right?
Yeah. Oh, they have smoke bombs as well. Like some
Yeah,
sort
I
of that.
think Games Workshop is so good at doing smoke now.
Yeah.
First smoke grenade throwing dude, now guys like, wow.
Dang,
Yeah.
the last two guys look insane. What?
Yeah, I know, right? These are sick.
Oh, this is so cool. Holy shit. At first I was like, okay, I'm not that impressed. Nobody also says like these look like a stand-in for Necron Nightmares. I guess from the concept maybe, but from the design, the way that they're done, it's just so fucking good.
I don't know what a Necron Nightmare is actually, but oh, a flayed one.
Yeah, the flayed ones, yeah.
I think flayed ones have like a different aesthetic. Flayed ones
They
are very
do.
a very like horror slasher villain kind of thing, and these are more like generic D&D rogues, but they're also Chad skeletons, you know?
Yeah. It's the best possible combination, a D&D rogue Chad skeleton.
It's so funny. Honestly, if I ever like hosted a D&D campaign in my own homebrew setting, I think I would let my players be an Ossiarch. Like, you can, if you want to be, you can be a Chad skeleton sculpture.
Yeah, or like
And-
make an NPC like this, like the coolest NPC there is.
The players have to fight like a rogue. And they're like, okay, he's not that tanky, right? It's just a rogue, we can kill him. And then they just destroy his clothing and they see that he's just a fucking Chad skeleton.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
like almost like a golem apparition. Yeah,
what you
So
thought was
cool.
armor was actually skin.
yeah.
Huh.
Very, very cool.
Very cool. I can't see them being that sneaky, but that, once again,
Yeah.
silly army, silly concepts, it works. We're
Nobody says they could be cool stand-ins for the Dark Elder demon thingies. Name just won't come to me. I mean, to me neither. I don't know the Dark Elder range that well. And I just looked at it.
Homunculi? I don't know. Oh, mandrakes.
Oh, the mandrakes. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, they just released new mandrakes, right? Via the kill team, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool though. I like these guys. And
I
then
wonder
we have
if you buy a box of these, how many do you get? Because if you get like
5.
uh,
I'm
that
guessing
would be
5. You just get the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And more Battle Force boxes. We have the one with Archon, the Black, and
Oh yeah.
like big monsters and big guys.
And like Spearman. That's actually a cool composition.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a good
this.
box. Also, like, even if this one was like 150, I would still look at it and be like, yeah, I can see why it's priced that way, right?
Okay. Yep.
That's so skeptical. What?
That's actually no. Sorry, I was just reading chat. Nobody says, nobody affirms that we only get 5 guys with the.
That's a
Mortis
shame.
Reapers. Nah.
Then we have the Chad horse army again.
Yeah. Not a singular regular guy. Oh, and then we have not another one. Regiment of Renown. Heralds of the Bone type. Yeah.
Wait.
Regiments of the Renown
Yeah.
will be available to buy alongside the... Huh.
These are like old miniatures though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so sick. I like Wozniak. I'm surprised they're not my favorite reveals of this thing, because
Yeah.
Age of Sigmar usually I vastly prefer Age of Sigmar reveals.
Yeah.
But I think it's partially because it's honestly chariots in Age of Sigmar. I don't know. Chariots in Warhammer, something about them make them so cool in Warhammer Fantasy, and then in Age of Sigmar they just don't work as well.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't know.
the chariots as well, either.
Yeah.
Vash Ocean Blue says, hello, howdy, missed the stream announcement. Oh, there was no stream announcement. YouTube didn't let me make one. That's why we just had to start off rip with it. So yeah, sorry about that. I did want to say something else in the chat. I did want to give you a warning ahead of time. But then YouTube, again, didn't let me create the stream. So I was like, oh dang, maybe this isn't happening after all today. So yeah. But good to have you here, man. Interesting to see that they just bring out... Oh, okay, so we have one Regiment of Renown, one Spearhead, and a Battle Force.
I think, honestly, this preview seems to have a lot of Regiment Renowns and Battle Force releases. Maybe that's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Battle
Now
Force
with
is very cool, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Siege is wrestle. That's hot.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
More and more elves. This is an elf and bad guys.
Okay, so two characters.
We have a pretty sexy Fate Master with his fire armor and
Hell yeah.
sleeveless shirt.
This guy, dang.
Yeah, this guy is serving.
This guy is serving, holy shit. Ex-Slanesh cult member, holy shit. With the peacock on his shoulder?
Yeah, I thought he had a cape. No, that's just his pet. That's awesome.
That's so
This guy,
cool.
This is a cartoon villain. Holy shit. I just looked at the other pictures. This dude comes straight up from like a cartoon, right?
Yeah, he could be from like fucking He-Man or something.
Yeah.
So cool.
Extremely flamboyant, like so flamboyant. I'm surprised it's not a Slanesh miniature, because this level of flamboyancy.
Funnily enough, he's actually also painted a lot more vibrantly than the average Slanesh character. So yeah, this guy actually is more the definition of fucking excess than anything else.
Yeah,
Huh.
honestly awesome. I really like this guy.
Yeah.
It's a very fun wizard. But he does look like a stage magician or something. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very,
I'm
very.
surprised. I have trouble figuring out what the theme of Zinj is miniature-wise, right?
Yeah.
Because Zinj is kind of all over the place, and this guy makes it even more confusing than it already is, right? Like, the Korn guys are all angry, the Slanesh guys are all addicts, the Nurgle guys are all just kind of quietly happy and chuckling to themselves, even though they're fucked up. What's the Zinj guy's deal? And this dude makes it even more confusing because he looks like a fucking Sailor Moon. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fools! I got my magic right here. I shall cast it now.
Oh yeah. He's like a One Piece character. Probably. Like extremely exaggerated personality together with weird flamboyant looks, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a One Piece villain.
So like, what's the deal with Zinj?
Also wondering, like, if you look at his helmet, the way that his jaw is formed around the underside of his helmet, maybe he actually talks like a bird as well. Like he has like a bird jaw.
Oh, man. Interesting idea.
Huh.
I like to imagine he actually has yet another Chad chin, right?
Hell yeah.
Like that is just a jawline.
Yeah. Very cool miniature. Also very nicely painted, love it.
very cool. Honestly, like, this is awesome. I really like this guy for some reason.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think the next thing you're going to like as well. Holy shit, what is this?
the obelisk. Why is it filled with meat?
My gosh. So this, oh my gosh, this would actually go so hard for like the fucking Catan. Just painting them like stretched meat or something.
Hold on, what even is that? It's music. It's magic, I think.
Shivering sorceries, pro-classic gouts of magic energy, often issued from the Argent shards. These eerie floating structures act as conduits for thaumaturgy, ensuring no one can hide from the powerful incantations of the disciples of Singe. So these are like...
Wait, what?
Huh?
When the foe destroys one, its twin can split in two. Huh?
Oh, that's cool.
That's so mean. Imagine you kill like one guy with a duo and the other just decides, I'm just gonna make a new one.
Yeah, it's like pink horror shenanigans, right? So they turn to blue horrors then.
That is cool. I guess that's what the second one is doing right now. It's splitting in two.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
It looks so cool as well. Like a
I think the
living...
paint a lot, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
100%. The paint job does do a lot, but even like the way that it is sculpted, like the small collapsing sun at the bottom for the second one, so cool. And
Yeah.
I also really like the aesthetic of like the elvish waystones. Like this is the way that elven waystones used to look like in Warhammer Fantasy, and now
yeah.
Singe has like corrupted them, which would make sense because the elven waystones were also conduits for magic.
I don't know. I honestly think it's just that Zinj has a vaguely Egyptian aesthetic. Think of 1,000 Suns, for example.
Yeah.
And like obelisks are pretty Egyptian. So
Yeah, 100%. That's also
Yeah.
very plausible. Yeah, sure.
All right, they are fun though. I quite like them, but once again, I'm a bit confused of what the deal with Zinj is. What is his aesthetic trying to go for? Because it is genuinely difficult to tell sometimes.
Yeah, and then we have the battle force, and it's demons only.
They're releasing so many battle forces and regiments of renown. That's insane. Oh yeah, wow. That is demons only. It's a nice box, I suppose.
It is a nice box. Weird to see like the Kairos Fate Reader model together with all of the old demons. Like none of these are new models. These are pretty old.
Yeah.
Huh.
I do think that like the demons of chaos are kind of weak as miniatures. Like all of them. The Nurgle Plague Bearers are weak. The Pink Horrors could be better as miniatures. The Slanesh are weak, right? Like as models.
Yeah.
I do think they need to like generally redesign all the demons.
Maybe. Yet at the same time, like the stupid looking horrors and Nurglings are also like kind of iconic, not gonna lie.
The Horrors and Nurglings, yes, but like I don't know. Do you know anyone who's like, oh, I really like the Slanesh demon aesthetic, right? No one fucking says that because the demons of demons are just kind of like, yeah, I guess.
I also don't like. Yeah. Today we're not really in sync. I don't know what's happening. We're just currently, at least I am constantly falling into your word. I'm very sorry about that.
No, that's fine. And yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's because you yap a lot, and you're a streamer, so.
That's well.
Oh.
Huh? Oh.
But yeah, the first box is demons only, and the second box is only Zangors.
Yeah.
And the third box. What is that third box? Huh?
Who are you? Fucking Green
The
Goblin.
third box? That's like. That feels more like a fucking kill team or Warcry band than a regiment of renown.
Yeah.
Huh?
And what is that
It's
miniature?
It's another cartoon villain. What's happening?
It's literally Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man animation series. What the fuck?
But that's like not a new miniature, right? They didn't.
No.
Let me look in the store real quick if I can find him.
The thing is, like, I don't know the Age of Sigmar roster that well, especially for like miniatures, like for factions that I don't have interest in myself.
Oh wait. Okay, so he doesn't show up on his own when you look in the store, right?
Mhm.
You can't buy him as a single miniature, I think. but he is like, there's a box set of Caradhran versus Tzeentch, Aoife Wars, and there he leads the
Oh.
Tzeentch army. So maybe he was like an exclusive? I don't know.
It also says in the text that he appears whenever a silver tower is damaged. So maybe he's in the silver tower box as well.
I have no idea what a Silver Tower is, but yeah.
I mean, no, I mean the box set, the Warhammer Quest Silver Tower. Maybe he's in there.
I do think the flying disc that Tzeentch has are peak aesthetic, honestly. That's very cool. I really like that. Yep, that's a Silver Tower, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the
No, he's not there. Okay.
bottom right? No. That's
No.
different.
Oh my god! The
It
silver.
has like a very...
Huh?
Huh?
The,
It has like a very similar looking Gaunt Summoner.
the fucking silver tower has that one Chaos Barbarian that was part of Miniature of the Decade. Nice. Cool.
No, that wasn't him. That it was a different guy, right?
Oh yeah, right. It was the Dark Oak champion on horseback. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, the Gaunt Summoner is similar, except the other one is on the flying disc. Yeah, cool, I guess. I don't see how this is a regiment of renown, to be honest.
Yeah. 3 guys, right?
How much are they gonna charge for this?
My god.
It's literally 2 character models and like 3 phantoms from Minecraft. What's the pricing here?
This is like the
I guess
weakest box I've ever seen. Huh?
If it's like $30, I would be like, oh, that's good actually. That's really good.
I think that's not gonna happen. I think a regular character is like $30 on its own already.
How much do you think this is gonna be though?
$60?
60.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Would be very
like-
unfortunate.
It would make sense pricing wise if we assume that every one of these miniatures is $30 and then it's like, oh, you buy 2 and get 1 for free.
No.
But like,
This is so far the weakest regiment of renown I've seen.
yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Tzeentch
Anyways.
is a using army. Moving on to elves. Oh.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and he looks like a typical Saturday morning cartoon hero. What?
I think he's too over decorated for a typical hero. He's like the king in the
Yeah.
cartoon. And character is more scrappy, you know? More of an underdog.
Oh, holy shit. Yo, the different loadout, the other option also looks sick as hell.
These are the same. These are not the same miniature. What do you mean?
No, they are.
They are?
Yeah,
They are? Whoa.
you can
Okay.
choose.
That's huge.
Oh,
One thing
wow.
that surprises me is that the text says more than this. They are trusted to lead by Tyrion himself. I didn't know Tyrion was still around.
That's the thing. Tyrion has been around since the very inception of the Lumineth, but he
Yeah.
hasn't gotten a model. Still.
I genuinely thought he was like permadead or something. I don't know.
No. Yeah, Teclis had also like no trouble reviving him as well. Like he is also around. It's not like a Light of Eltharion kind of situation where he has no body. No, he is around. He's just
Yeah.
not there.
I do think this is a cool miniature. If you had it, what loadout would you give it?
Oh, hard to say.
Mhm.
Like this looks very, very cool. I also like the I'm not that well versed with the individual like countries of the Lumineth, but I like this color scheme a whole lot as well. Could also go
Yeah.
pretty hard with my own original color scheme. I like
That's
it.
true. I am a big fan of like the holding your helmet in your hand aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I definitely like the way he is holding his weapon in the first miniature
Yeah.
compared to the second.
The-
Oh,
The first miniature also has a lot more atmosphere with it. It's like the Cavalier Marshal for the Free Guild of Cities of Sigmar. Like the
mean,
wind
you
is blowing.
you could just give the second miniature the flags, well. That doesn't... You don't have to just like, between cape or flags, you can just do both. So.
I mean, that's true, but I do like, I definitely like the way that they sculpted the wind in here. Like, I can hear the wind blowing in my ear.
Yeah, absolutely. The Lumineth are... an interesting army. Sometimes they're super boring, and then you slightly change the theme, and they become really cool all of a sudden.
Yeah. I got that battle force though.
Oh,
Huh?
that's the Warcry band that I have in there.
Yeah.
Huh.
It is a cool battle force. Very yeah, you get this is very fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy coded with a lot of infantry in there.
Yeah.
Like you have infantry, you have your artillery piece, and you have your character. Very solid.
This is one of those boxes where I would just buy square bases for everyone and try to
Yeah.
put them on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Then we have the weird ass magicians, I guess.
yeah, the spearhead is very cool as well though. You get your infantry, you get your 2 characters as well, once again.
What is that? And then we get to the Regiment of Renown. What is that? It's one dude just casting a shit ton of spells. Regiments of Renown. Huh?
Okay, I have to retract my earlier statement. This is the weakest Regiment of Renown I've seen so far. The fuck?
They're cool miniatures, but what does Regiment of Renown mean?
Yeah,
You know?
does Games Workshop know what a regiment is?
Yeah, it's one dude casting spells.
Yeah.
Um,
An army. Like
I am not quite sure what we're trying to do with this.
I can't wait for the Astromilitarum Regiment of Renown, and it's just Sly Marble. Let's go.
And yeah, that's like basically they're releasing so many regiments of renown though. Hold on, let me check out the Ossic one. Yeah, the Bone Reapers had the Ossic Bone Reaper regiments of renown had like fucking 20 miniatures.
Yeah.
3 big guys, 10 normal dudes, and like a leader. Okay, that's fine. That's very fair.
Yeah.
And then we go to the elves, and it's one dude. Oh, the leaks. Hold on, what are these?
This stuff has fallen off
It's-
quick.
It's Italian.
Huh?
Okay, no, 40k doesn't have regiments of renown, so it's named
Yeah.
different. But yeah, that's
Well,
weird.
not even worth talking much about it. Very disappointing, but very cool character. Like this guy as a generic general for your army is fucking insane. He looks so fucking dope.
He is generic, but you know, that's yeah,
Generic
But-
in a very good way. I like him.
I know. But once again, I do quite like how cartoonish the reveals are today.
My god, and then we go to Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl, let's go.
No fucking way.
Vampire High Elves? What is this? Oh no,
No,
it's
these
a
are-
dragon.
Yeah, these are the Dragon Princes.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Prince, a Phoenix Guard guy, some Sword Masters, and a Lion of
There's
Craze.
some white
Holy
Honestly,
shit.
they do look like high elves that play rugby. These are the tallest and most muscular elves I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like these are twice as large as your normal high elves.
I think it's insane because like JD followed the release like live when it came out. And at one point he said like, ooh, the new Blood Bowl stuff. Oh, this might be the thing that would get you into Blood Bowl. And I was just like, yeah, okay, fuck off. Like, not fuck off, but like, yeah, keep talking. And holy shit, yeah, I know what he means. Holy shit, these look so good.
They are Chad elves. Huh.
Yeah, Chad Elves.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun though.
They're so well done as well. Dang. Fuck. I'm genuinely speechless. I'm just very impressed.
I don't know. I was never a high elf player, but I don't know, the idea of a high elf rugby player that is like super tall and muscular is just funny.
Yeah, but also like the quality of the mini and the way that they're designed. It's like really like you take
True.
the oldest army that I know and give them the most dynamic, insanely nicely detailed sculpts that I've ever seen. Like even the Luminev don't have like this kind of range.
That's honestly true. Like I'm looking at the Britannians right now, and I don't know, they don't look as cool as the high elves. The high elves look very imposing in
Yeah.
comparison.
This is so fucking good.
I don't know what to say, honestly.
Yeah.
We should play Blood Bowl more.
I'm speechless. This actually would be the kind of stuff that I would get. No way.
And it's not even that much. Okay, no, it is more. It's 10 miniatures.
Yeah. Okay. Not 12. But yeah, very cool. And then we have... Ooh, what's this? What?
Yeah, it's a typical. They release this for every Blood Bowl army.
Oh.
It's like, yeah.
Cool.
I think it's very standard, though. They do this for everyone, yeah.
Okay. Huh. This is sick. I like this a lot. Holy shit.
I do think it's interesting that Blood Bowl apparently really sells well enough that they do they just do keep releasing stuff for them.
That is true. I'm very surprised. Not gonna lie. I've never stumbled across a single video where people are actually playing, collecting, or painting Blood Bowl.
And people are never like, oh my god, you should like... People in your streams and videos are always like, oh, look at the new Space Marine. No one has ever said, look at the Blood Bowl stuff.
Yeah.
But Blood Bowl keeps releasing, so...
I've been doing these shenanigans for like 4 to 5 years now. And yeah, it's true. Never has anybody ever, you know, hit me up for the new Blood Bowl releases or new Blood Bowl stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my god. Whoa. What?
What?
I just looked at other Blood Bowl armies for like comparison. And the orcs are actually pretty cool. Like you could...
Yeah.
Because the old orcs have like 2 trolls in their team.
What?
And that's fun, yeah. And they have like a goblin with a shield. I'm just gonna send you the picture of what I just saw.
Thank you.
Like this for a 40k or a fantasy army would honestly go pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this does go pretty hard, honestly. Yeah.
We're done at 10 fan mail then or earlier. I think it's pretty good. I think we're having a good pace. If everything works like I hope it would, then we're doing the fan mail today. You're probably the only person still watching, but that's fair enough.
We have like 30 minutes left and we have like 5 more articles. And sure, no
Really?
more big releases, but a bunch of small shit.
Okay.
We haven't even gotten to the female custodians yet, you know?
Oh, holy shit, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Should be okay. Let's just see where we go. It looks good so far. Can't tell you if we get to it. I hope so, though. Though I really promised my girlfriend to really cut it off at 10.
You haven't told us your funny story yet, either.
My funny story?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My god, I'll show this to you right now.
Okay.
I recently checked my my stuff for for like recently went over my shorts again that I released, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see the amount of views that I've gotten, right? 1,400, 1,500, 2,800. Very good metrics. And that's like all the way through. And then we have like some outliers, which are my painting shorts. Okay, they do worse. Okay. That's fair enough. And then I scrolled through it. I was like, is this a mistake? But no. Where is it? I'm just like, oh, there.
3. 3?
Yeah. The human faction short for Cathay literally just got 3 views.
I don't think I've ever seen that short though. Hold on, let me see if I can find it right now.
Fucking nobody saw that short.
Oh yeah, what?
I was like, is this a bug?
Hold on, I'm giving it a 4 view right now.
Ooh, hell yeah. 25% increase in one day, let's fucking go. But yeah, fucking 3 views.
3?
Also, like, back to the other good stuff, right? 13,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,500, 3. 2,500, you know?
it released it weirdly for some reason.
No, this was like one of the pre-planned videos. This guy... Oh! No, it released on the same date as like the other short. What? Oh.
And
Is
the other
this-
one got 3,000, so
It's
that's
just...
only bad times 1,000, but yeah.
This might have been a blunder on my end then. Weird though. Okay. I did not see... I thought they would be on like different dates. No likes as well. Like, yeah, of course, nobody saw this. But yeah.
But that's still strange what YouTube does, man. How does the algorithm work?
Just like 3. That's so fucking good.
3. Like,
3.
if it was 100, I would be like, okay, the algorithm fucked you over because you broke your schedule or something. But 3 is comically bad. That's
Maybe even back then I realized, oh, this short isn't doing too hot. Maybe I should release something else that will do better. And then I released, you know, the 40k game related short. So of course, yeah.
What I'm thinking is, it's a short where I talk for the entire thing. Maybe I swear a lot, and then YouTube was like, oh no, he said fucking like 4 times in one short.
Nah, I don't think so. You did that once before, and the only thing is that happened is that it got demonetized. But it still did really well, so yeah.
Okay.
I even have like, what the fuck is this miniature in the title of this short, and it's like 3,500 roundabout. So
bizarre.
But yeah, 3.
Can you show us what is the short that you released recently with like the lowest like ratio? I wanna see.
With the lowest like ratio.
What's like the lowest like to dislike, the worst like to dislike ratio?
Can I even filter it? No, can't.
Okay.
Okay, this has like 88%. Happy to
There was like,
provide.
I think there was like one short that.
Yeah, there was one short that did really badly. This is 85. Hang on, I have to actually look through all of my shorts now.
Oh.
Okay, maybe I have to look it up for a different time. I think this might take too long though.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably one of my earlier shorts though.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Even Supreme. Okay,
Yeah.
but it only has 100 views.
Yeah, it only has like 3 interactions.
Fair enough.
So I don't know if this counts too much.
Maybe that was the one I was thinking about.
I don't ever have like a very, very bad like to dislike ratio. But yeah. 3. I don't know what happened there.
That's incredible.
Ah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah?
It's that time again. I have to piss again because I drank a lot before we started streaming.
Right.
But this is an announcement where I do not care, so.
Okay, then I'll just quickly go over this. New animation trailer, Penitence. That's actually quite nice. Maybe I'll have a look. Maybe I'll have a look on a different time to that, like independently. Good to see them release more stuff. But yeah, I just want to go quickly over this. You are right, my dear. Schulter quieter? Am I too loud? Alright. Looks fine. I won't click on that right now, because if I want to do a reaction to this, I want to be in a different headspace. Looks very promising though. Of course, another Warhammer Plus animation, so it's not like I'm ever going to see that, but... Oh yeah. New custodians arrive rearmed and refreshed for the Age of Darkness. Oh boy. Or should I rather say, oh girl. This is going to be very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see what Heinrich has to say about this, because he knows that this is going to be a controversial release. On the other hand, though, I know that he doesn't give a fuck. So this is going to be very interesting. Once he's done pissing. Heinrich is taking a wee.
Yeah, I think I've got that.
He's on the loo.
I'm back. What's happening?
So I basically introduced this next reveal. The next reveal is going to be the Custodes reveal. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
prefaced the entire thing by saying that I'm very intrigued to see what you're going to have to say about that, because I know that you know that this is going to be controversial. On the other hand, I know that you're also at the same time not giving a fuck. So,
Yeah, I can already tell you my big opinion is I wish they released this at the same time as the Codex, you know?
yeah.
Because imagine if a female Custodes reveal coincided with a actual miniature. It would have been so much better.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Big fan of the plastic transport, says nobody. If GW stays true to Horus Heresy models being more affordable than the resin counterparts, it would be great.
Okay, let's see.
Very bad. The video is very bad quality for some reason, although I already have it on HD.
Oh, I thought it was Discord, but...
I mean, the miniatures in and of themselves look good.
Custodes look so gaudy.
Yeah.
The tanks look so bad, in my opinion.
The golden tanks look bad, yeah.
For armor, it's fine, but they're like vehicles. Custodes vehicles look fucking awful, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ooh. I wonder, like...
Wow.
What do Custodes... like... Don't make them all golden, please. Show me the big guys again.
Here we go. Where are they? There.
Come on, you just dip that shit into like a paint pot and immediately and like
Yeah.
call it done.
It's like primer. It's like primer, wash, and then call it maybe like a silver dry brush or something.
You know, like some Stormcasts are being sold in like golden plastic, right? The idea is that it's not like this. What that looks like?
Pretty much.
Why didn't they paint the shield at least? Like, put some red in there. What the fuck is that?
That's confusing me as well. It looks kind of good though. I don't know. I think I like the decal. The decal saves it for me.
If a robot wasn't all golden, then maybe the golden shield would look good.
Yeah.
But because the robot is also all golden, it looks so... I don't know, just move on.
I'm a little bit... It's a little bit the same thing that's like with the Blood Angels. That like the designer of the flourishes here googled Art Nouveau and then went with the most generic flourishes he could find. I don't know.
I think my opinion about Custodes and your opinion about Caradron are like the same. The exact same.
Yeah.
We both think like these are decent miniatures, but I fucking hate that it's all just a fucking layer of gold metal and nothing else. And it's like...
I think that one of the things, for example, that does save this shield captain is the fact that he has like red trousers and red gloves and stuff. That helps. But yeah. The red highlights are missing, you're right, says nobody even.
Yeah.
In terms of the dreadnought.
The red highlights do work for the golden color scheme, that's fine. I think the tanks look really bad because they're just... I don't know, it looks gaudy and cheap in a way. I tried to Google what would Custodes look like if you painted them non-metallic.
Yeah.
I quite like the jade color.
Was that where the ooh came from?
Huh?
Was that where the ooh came from?
Yeah. No, the ooh came from the fucking robot that is all golden and nothing else. Why would you do that?
Right. I do have one thing though. JD already told me yesterday that after the explosion that happened around the trailer, he immediately downloaded himself the like to dislike ratio, plugin for Chrome.
They show a female Custodes? I didn't actually see that.
Yeah, they show her for like a split second. Hang on.
Hold on, let me see if I can find her myself.
Okay, and there we go. 2,000 likes to 9,000 dislikes.
Over, I don't even see her. I can't even fucking find her. Hold on.
Oh hell yeah, let's fucking go. Based comments.
That could be a man or a woman, frankly, it's difficult to tell. That could be a man or a woman, difficult to tell. Warhammer's head sculpts are just too ambiguous.
Yeah,
sometimes.
That's
a man, that's a man, that's a man.
All the other guys have helmets. And then you have like this one female head sculpt. I think they're doing the thing that you specifically wanted them not to do, just having the same body with just a female head on it. Didn't you say that?
No, I think I said, I don't know what I said, but I'll be honest, like, recently they released a sprue kit, an upgrade kit for Space Marine, like Space Marine head options, and those look more female than anything I've seen in here.
I think you can see with the features are a lot softer, I think, personally.
Games, I don't know, Games Workshop head sculpting has always been kind of ambiguous, right?
Yeah. A little bit.
I saw one picture online which was clearly a woman, and she had like long hair and a ponytail or something.
Right.
And I thought I was gonna see that, but no, it's like all of these could be men. I don't.
Yeah. But I see that like the comments thread. Remember, people vote with your wallets. I came here for the comments from Erebus.
Okay.
When we would get the tweet, there have always been men in the Sisters of Silence. It's very brave for you to keep the comment sections open. Yeah, I'm actually surprised, kind of.
I thought they closed them or something. One thing I'm noticing.
Fucking based comment over here from Jay Warsh. That's where my sanguinary guard wings went.
Yeah. Oh my god. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest here. If they released like a Custodes with a very clearly female head, then I would kind of understand the backlash. I don't really care about that sort of thing. But I don't even see it. I genuinely think the Space Marine head options they released recently look just as female or even more female than the head options here. And making that much of a fuss over it is kind of stupid.
Confirmed the Custodes failed to protect the Emperor as they were too busy speaking to the manager. Bruh.
But like, do you know which Custodes exactly people are mad over, or is it like one specific one, or is it?
I think I think it's it's this head option specifically. I'm 100% sure.
What I find really funny about that head option is that she has the helmet thing. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Directly fucking implanted into her skull. That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
I don't get the controversy, to be honest. I get the don't change 30-year-old lore for basically no reason. I get why people are mad about that.
Yeah.
But these are so tame. These head options are so tame, in my opinion.
I think it's like they kind of do want to do it, but at the same time, if they go in too hard, they're going to lose too many customers, maybe. And that's where they're trying to kind of soft launch it with a single head option and stuff like that.
I don't even think that's it. I genuinely think
What?
I feel like when Games Workshop okay, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna say it bluntly.
Alright.
Once again, I have the opinion that Games Workshop has been rogue since like 2016, right? And when they want to create miniatures that are diverse in gender or race, they just go all in. Look at any like modern Cadian release and you'll see it. There's like black Cadians, there's female Cadians. They keep doing that pretty consistently, right? Every time they release a new cultist or guardsman, they're pretty diverse. So I don't think Games Workshop has any reason to hold back, and they're not afraid to like say, yeah, this miniature is black, right?
Yeah.
And I think and so specifically, I do think that if they were like, okay, let's do female Custodes, they would just make the woman look super masculine. What's the word? Masculine, not muscular. Masculine. Yeah. I think that checks out. I don't know. I also just realized that all the Custodes are white, and I think that's interesting.
Fucking based workshop.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Are they specifically saying, alright, Custodes are going to be our fucking...
The Emperor's throne is a lie. Instead, there's a portal leading straight to Agatha,
Yeah.
going to
Even
the
with
deep
Space
lore.
Marines, with Space Marines, we are like constantly, alright, let's release a black Space Marine. Let's release a very Asian-looking Space Marine. These custodians, every time, like every custodian without a helmet, is a white dude, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's a specific design reason behind that, or as you said, like a specific marketing reason, or if it's just an aesthetic thing for some reason. Hold on. But yeah, my thoughts on it
I
are...
could say so many things that would get me cancelled ASAP, so I'm just not gonna say anything.
I wanted to say, like, save them, but if you think if it's shit, you shouldn't see them live and shut the fuck up, you know?
I would just mute myself
And
for
I-
OBS and
I
tell
did
you in
always-
private.
Okay, do it. I wanna hear you. I wanna hear your fucking racist thought. Yeah.
Alright. Didn't land as well as I thought.
I really... It wasn't bad, to be honest.
I
It was
think-
just a...
I think the thing is though, with you saying like the woke stuff of Games Workshop till 2016, and by the way, nobody, I'm gonna be real with you, man, it's 21:40. I don't think we're going to open the package today. Maybe later the week. I don't know when I can stream again. But I think with
Okay,
with the woke stuff though, you know, having a female, for example, guard officer or something, or commander, that's like one thing, and I think you can say like, okay, you know, you need everybody who can have a laser weapon, why not have it be a woman? And then you have like the black space marine, that's like, okay, should we, you know, can you really make an uproar for a black space marine? Like, okay. And Vulcan was also like black, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you
Yeah,
have,
I think there's definitely some Twitter dumbasses who would get mad over a black space marine, right?
I mean, sure.
I just think it's funny because Tony's aesthetic. I looked through the entire range right now, and the only black miniatures I could find were also from like the woman, you know, the
Yeah,
what are
Sisters
they
of
called?
Silence. Sisters of Silence.
Yeah, so maybe because Tony's always just had a hey, these are all white dudes aesthetic or something. I don't know. I'll be honest, I think the controversy is stupid for Custodes, but that's because I think the Custodes in general are dumb and overhyped. And these reveals also, in my opinion, look bad, and I wonder, and a big part of that is because of the color scheme. All gold just doesn't look good.
Oh, dang.
Didn't look good on the look good on Caradron, doesn't look good on Custodes.
They actually... yeah. Are they actually including 2 female head options, or are they just putting the same head option on different miniatures?
Wait. Is it a female? No, this could... Oh,
Yeah, now this is a guy. This is a very twinkish looking guy.
like, scroll down to the dude with the cape.
Yeah, this guy, right?
Different. Okay, they all have capes, never mind.
This guy.
Yeah, this guy a bit further down, that's a woman.
Holy shit, yeah.
Okay, because
God.
here I can actually see it. Here I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a female face.
Yeah.
But still, that's so tame in comparison.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
it's like... I don't know.
It's making a fucking mountain over nothing, you know?
Apart from, I think, in and of
Or-
itself, disregarding lore, disregarding any culture war, this is a sick miniature. In and of itself, this is a great miniature.
Yeah, and you can just give it a helmet, you know?
Yeah. Though, at the same time, it is also like, hey, let's just disregard our 30-year law for better tax reasons. For a better tax bracket.
The Custodes don't even have 30 years of lore, right? Are the Custodes like 2014?
Nah, they're not that young. They're pretty old.
Because okay, the Custodes as a miniature army set came out in like 2016, but
Yeah?
I don't know about the lore. Yeah. Custodes are not that old. Custodes came out in like...
Okay, first army started in 2004. No, what? No, that's his. Never mind.
It's different.
That's a different
Well,
guy.
AI tells us that it's 2014.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Running off Prosperous said this. My AI says 2016 actually.
Sorry, I'm just. But yeah, I think like the armies of Custodes came out really late. I do think it was like around Dark Imperium. So it's like they don't even have that much of history. Before that, they occasionally appeared maybe in lore text, but
Yeah.
I genuinely can't give a shit about Custodes. A random like. It's also because okay, I'll be honest. In my opinion, Custodes are lore-wise really fucking annoying and stupid.
Okay.
Because every time I read any lore about Custodes, it's just, oh, they're so strong. Like, kill 1 million people single-handedly without weapons. They're so awesome. It's like, oh, bro, this. Custodes have always been kind of the 14-year-olds OC, do not steal. They can single-handedly beat all this faction for me.
They're the playable character from all our children's stories.
So I never really was a fan of them. And I never liked the paint scheme, so maybe that's why I don't care. But even if this was an army I cared about, it's like one head option you can cover up with a helmet. And it still looks like pretty male.
Yeah.
So, genuinely.
I think that's like the thing, though. I don't know. The thing is, like, of all the Space Marine factions they could have done this to, I think the Custodes was probably the best choice.
Yeah.
Because it was never actually stated, like, very specifically stated, that, female Custodes were, like, impossible. Whereas, like, with the Space Marines, it is stated that it is impossible.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. I do still think they implemented them extremely lazily. And
true.
true. It also came like right after that BlackRock investment, like a week after or something. So that was rather weird timing.
I don't think it was BlackRock. No fucking way.
It is. No, it is BlackRock.
BlackRock?
Yeah.
What do you mean BlackRock invested in? Okay. Well.
BlackRock invests in anything, and Games Workshop is like the most profitable company of all Great Britain. So yeah.
I think I'm mistaking things. I thought it was like Sweet Baby or whatever.
No.
But I'm mixing things.
Sweet Baby is the weird company you'd consult for stuff. I don't know why, but yeah.
I'm mixing things up in my head yet. I do think the way they did it is a bit suboptimal, I suppose. Yeah. In my opinion, the best way they could have done is just release one and say, hey, fuck you, by the way. Surprise, bitches. That would be the best way to do it. Just rip the band-aid off. You know?
I think the reason also why a lot of people are hating on this so much is because Games Workshop is treating their customers like idiots, right? Because like it was never stated, it was never said, it was the Brotherhood, whatever. It is said that only like the richest sons of Terra were going to be part of the Custodes, all male. Always, never a mention of any, female shenanigans whatsoever. And then they put out a single tweet saying there have always been female Custodes, you're all just idiots. And I think that's where the people took the most offense from. I think there would have been...
I don't think that's like I don't think that's we're trying to, like, treat you like idiots. That's more like, we don't want to... I think Games Workshop doesn't want to retcon things, or at least they want to seem like nothing gets retconned anymore.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't just say, hey, yeah, we're retconning this. In my opinion, you're absolutely right. Games Workshop should just release... In my opinion, the best way to do this is just rip the band-aid off, release a fucking female Custodes, and was like, yeah, the Custodes can be female now. What you gonna do about it, basically?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it is also going to cause a controversy, but in my opinion, it's clear that Games Workshop doesn't really care about the whiny bitches that, like, would stop playing because of that. And if they just said, there's female Custodes now, if you don't want to play, stop playing. I don't know, that would have been a more, not tactful, but simple way to do it.
I think they could have implemented this a lot better. but I did
Yeah.
hear the hypotheses, like the theory, that Games Workshop actually wants to get rid of like the old fan base and acquire a whole new set of fans to cater to for different reasons. I don't want to just regurgitate all that.
I do think
So maybe
I
that's
do think-
part of that plan.
there's like a big difference by where you will not make the 10 o'clock deadline at this point. But one thing I do think, one of the big problems with Warhammer discourse is that there's like two separate fan bases, right? There's the miniature collectors like us, and then there's just the lore enjoyers. The problem is I've never heard, like the lore enjoyers are the ones that complain the most, and are also the most likely to call people tourists. But I think it's very clear that Games Workshop only cares about miniatures collectors because they actually spend money.
Yeah.
And so, keep crying if you're a Warhammer 40k lore enjoyer, but as long as you don't actually spend money on miniatures and collect shit, Games Workshop is not going to give a shit about you.
Why Chromode in the chat says, understandable, the old fanbase has amassed so many models right now, I'm not sure they're buying new ones. And he also says, the lore enjoyers and secondaries are not the audience they want, exactly. Yes, I think there's truth in like both of what you're saying, and of course what you are also saying, Heinrich.
Yeah.
Though at the same time, it's not like... I only know a handful of Custodian players, and like JD is the only one I know in person. But he is also like seething over this release. So you could also say that people who are playing and buying Custodies are mad about this, or like they feel attacked about this. So
I'm not saying that miniature collectors aren't complaining about it, but like people that are on Twitter and they watch Warhammer 40k videos on YouTube and talk about on Twitter but do nothing else, I feel like they're the only people that actually call others tourists.
Yeah.
And that's like a thing that bothers me.
yeah, but at the same time, I'd
But-
say that Games Workshop is also catering to these kind of people with these female Space Marines, Custodies, because I don't think I don't think this will translate into more sales for them. But I think
I'm saying the exact opposite. The people calling others tourists are the ones that are complaining about this, but Games Workshop doesn't care about them because they don't own miniatures.
no, but the other way around, I'd say the same. The same people who are saying, "Oh, Games Workshop is sexist for only having male Space Marines," are like not the kind of people that will buy these miniatures now. It's
I
like
think
this.
the people saying it's sexist to only have male Marines are the ones probably designing miniatures. I do think Games Workshop probably just has a few people employed that care about diversity, and maybe they're designing miniatures, maybe they are working for marketing and are like, hey guys, it would be good marketing if we diversified our hobby a bit. We don't want to be one of those nerds that don't shower hobbies. We want to be mainstream, right? Games Workshop doesn't want Warhammer to be a smelly nerd hobby. It wants to be a mainstream hobby. And that's just part of it, making the cast more diverse. And that's, of course, what also people are complaining about. No, I don't want it to be mainstream. We want to have a niche and very targeted setting. I get it. I 100% get it. Once again, I do understand why people dislike the change, dislike why it gets retconned. But I also think it's so massively overhated. This is barely anything, in all honesty.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think a lot of IPs have been ruined in the very same way. The first step is always very minor, and people say, "Oh, why are you complaining about this?" But it's like it's like the pathway to hell starts at the first step, right? And you have like, for example, World of Warcraft easily. World of Warcraft started as an IP that was very gritty, very dark, very similar to how actually like Warhammer feels, kind of. And then they started implementing characters, guys who sit around and cry and talk about their feelings. People who like everything got more colorful, everything got more lighthearted, everything got very the stakes were lowered to an incredible degree. And all of these steps now led to a game where if you watch the latest cinematic trailer, It has nothing to do and nothing left of the atmosphere that the first cinematic trailer had. And the product overall got worse because of that. And I think
I'll be
that...
honest.
Yeah?
Okay, I don't know about World of Warcraft to, like, know... Yeah, no, I don't know about World of Warcraft.
I would quickly want to see... I quickly want to address Vike. I'll just call you Vike if that's alright. He says a thing about the people designing the miniatures. That you would look at those people and they're certainly not what you see at an LGS very often, Lamau. Okay. And then he says they completely want to move away from the Grogs and the secondaries. They've contained the Grogs into Old World 30k and the secondaries into video games. They still make money, Brink. Yeah, but again, I'll come back to that. Just by virtue of handing out their IP. Yeah, but that's an American company. Going back to Blizzard. Californian, there's a series of documentaries with David Brevik, the head of the Blizzard North. In that doc series, he specifically says that the main Blizzard studio in Irvine, California, takes huge liberties and sometimes is inauthentic to their scope. Yeah, but I think, like, you know, they also have, like, the thing with, oh, let's include more, like, let's be more diverse, let's be more representative of stuff. And then it leads to, like, a mage, who is, like an all-powerful mage, but he sits in a wheelchair that he has conjured out of energy. Like, why wouldn't you use the same magic to just make yourself walk, right? But no, they want to have that diversity representation of a disabled person in World of Warcraft.
In my opinion, as long as, like, a wheelchair is actually, like, looks distinctly fantasy, I like that, right? For example,
I'll get the
slam.
character. I'll get the character. Hang on.
I wouldn't want to be like, I wouldn't want to see, like, a slan that uses his magic to conjure up himself a mech, right? I like the chair. But maybe I'm...
Yeah, but it's like...
an LG, I don't know what that means.
Here, this is the fucking wheelchair. It's like, bruh. Come on. This is such...
I'm just going. That's okay. The problem here isn't that he's using his magic for a wheelchair. The problem is that the wheelchair is clearly just a fucking normal world. This isn't fantasy enough, you know?
Yeah, but you know,
basic.
But again, like, if you can do this, why not make yourself walk, right? So
Yeah.
I think there's like a problem with the lore, and there's a problem with the culture, both.
I think the controversy with a wheelchair specifically would be 100% gone though, if the dude just had a more fantastical, cool-looking wheelchair. Look at Lord Croak or any Slan miniature. Those guys are all technically speaking in wheelchair. No one fucking complains about that ever, because it looks fucking cool and fantastical and like something a strong mage would actually sit in. That dude's magical wheelchair is just a block of stones, and yeah, it looks really bad.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, the Slan is like, if the history of the Slan would be like, oh yeah, he got run over by a chariot and then he couldn't walk anymore, and then he made himself like a wheelchair out of floating stones. It's like, you know, you'd say like, what the fuck is this? But no, this is like a floating throne. It's like fucking cool. So I don't know. Yeah. Back to Vike, he says, I know a lot of shit about that. About World of Warcraft. I've been following these two companies. Oh god, it's been 30 years now. I'm so old. Dang, man. I think the thing is, Brink, the problem with Blizzard in California is that they've been very adamant of changing core precepts of the culture, from their own culture to their version of Americana. Yeah, I know. I don't want to get too much into World of Warcraft here, though I'm very thankful for you giving me this insight. I didn't know that necessarily. Like, not specifically. Though, again, it's just like of an example of the slow erosion of an IP in like an effort to make the cast more diverse and to appeal to a broader audience, but that didn't, like, it all just went downhill from there. The IP got worse, and the product got worse, and the sales figures are in the trash.
My problem with that is no IP I have ever followed had that happen in like that way. The worst that I can imagine for an IP is like they get a different design team, and the new design team does like a different thing. That has occasionally happened. For example, Overwatch, I don't like how the modern Overwatch heroes are all weirdly fantasy themed instead of being sci-fi themed.
Yeah.
But that's like not we're deliberately changing the way we're designing characters to appeal for different masses. It's we have different designers probably, and we're drawing different stuff.
I mean, didn't they do like, oh yeah, Soldier 76 is gay now? And
That's a comic drop. That would have all happened from the very beginning. 2015 Overwatch would have already done the gay reveal. Let's be honest.
yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They already had a
Yeah.
canonically gay character, and they said, you know what?
Okay.
Let's do one more. We have one more in ourselves, you know, for no reason, right? It doesn't affect the character at all, but they just did it to appeal to that audience. I don't know. Overwatch
No, I
is the
think it's-
gayest thing on the planet, the gayest game on the planet, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but specifically for Warhammer 40k, I do think that around 2015 or before that, they were like, probably when they got rid of fantasy and replaced it with Age of Sigmar, they were like, we want to get rid of the stereotype that stinky nerds play this. We want to be a more mainstream thing that clean people play. And for that, we're going to go in a bit more on diversity. And some people on Twitter are going to complain and complain about that, but they are not the target audience because they never buy miniatures. And as long as you don't buy miniatures, you will never be heard.
The thing is though, and I think this is one of the last things that I want to say, then I want to get a little
Yeah.
bit into chat, but because we have now 10 o'clock and I do want to wrap this up now, for my girlfriend's sake. Fuck, what did I want to say? I think the modern audience that Games Workshop is trying to cater to with this doesn't really exist. Like, not really, right?
Yeah.
You had like games like Concord or stuff like this, which completely just tried to appeal to all of this. And in that effort, they forgot to make a good product. And this is like the theme that happens with these kind of campaigns all too often. Because the people who try to push the diversity actually usually lack the talent to also implement this in a way that actually, results in a good product.
I completely disagree, honestly, with... I think Concord didn't fail because it tried to be diverse. Concord failed because, quite frankly, the characters' designs were all just very, very bad.
Yeah, but
And that didn't even have anything to do with fucking... They could have created the most Warhammer-looking characters in the world, and they would have still looked really, really bad.
no,
in the game.
that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. They pushed all the team wanted was to fucking be diverse as fuck, have like pronouns for the fucking robot and stuff like that, you know? The only thing in their mind was like diversity, and that's why the product sucked, because none of them actually.
No. What I'm trying to say is, even if Concord had been the most right-wing anti-woke game of all time, the character designs would have still been awful, and the game would have still failed miserably.
Yeah,
Because ultimately, Concord just looked generic and bad, and that's the problem.
Concord is like, but Concord, what I'm trying to say is, Concord is the epitome, like the end stage of the road to hell, basically. This could have also been like, if it would have been a right-wing game, I would have said the exact same thing. The people are focusing so much on the ideology that the product becomes second rank.
I don't think they do really focus on that. They just put it in there because presumably the designers or someone in the designing stage, be that a character designer or like a producer or director, is like, we can put it in there. You know, I personally like that, so let's just do it. And it's not a big thing for them. It's only a big thing for the people complaining about it.
Nine, but what I'm trying to say is, all these people know is that I've seen the documentaries about Concord, I've seen the dev statements, I've seen the way they went about it. Concord was like in development for 10 years, and that's like the best they could do, because they only focused on like, okay, how do we make sure that we have like that like every single character is diverse, that the only white guy in there is like this one fucking generic soldier, stuff like that. They were focused so much on diversity and representation that in the 10 years that they developed that fucking game, none of them actually looked in the mirror and asked themselves, damn, do I actually have talent and skill to make such a game? No, they were like, oh, I'm on a mission to bring diversity or whatever into the gaming sphere. Now we have Concord. And they fell fucking flat on their ass. And it's like, you have this
I don't think that's their main motivation. They probably got very defensive over the pronouns thing, and that's why they say it's things like this is important to us. But ultimately, the designing process is way more than saying, let's create diversity, everyone. Obviously more. The problem with Concord is it was a hero shooter that didn't have an appealing art style. And I think that's really all it was. And trying to blame it on anything else, be it ideology or some whatever, I think that's kind of foolish.
I think if you take a step back and you look at the people behind these decisions, then there is a pattern that emerges, and that pattern clearly shows that these people are more locked in to vocalizing their ideology and their worldview than to actually make a good product. What I'm saying is this miniature might be the first step for Warhammer in the same direction, though it is still an awesome looking miniature. I want to make that clear. I think, again, disregarding the controversy, disregarding the lore, I think this is still a fucking good miniature. Vike says, if you do some research, by the way, I had no chance reading your comment section, and I actually can't do that.
Nobody agrees with you, and Vikramot disagrees with you.
Yeah, which is fine. Vic and I think
this is brink of our civil war. This is where I split from the channel and do my own thing. Ugh.
Yeah, right. This is the controversy that gets me cancelled. Fuck it. I think fair enough. But what I'm saying is, like, I have seen so many IPs just run into the trash, and it always starts like around that point.
Please, can you name an IP that I actually know things about?
Maybe Star Wars to a degree, right?
Star Wars wasn't bad because diversity. It was because the directors fucked up the movies 100%. That was just bad writing in general.
Yeah, but it's also like, why are you guys implying shit? What do you mean? I never said anything about anyone. What?
Okay, sorry. Then I misread your message because
I'm not saying again. I haven't read your messages. I couldn't get along about all. I think. Mike, calm down.
Micromod, I glanced over the chat to quickly look over it.
How are you so young? I'm 25, man. And act like my 70-year-old father. I'm out.
Alright, bye.
Dang, I got my second guy who.
More drama.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's what we wanted. We wanted content milking. This is how we get views, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
again, I don't know. I want to wrap this up now. Again, mostly for my girlfriend's sake. I think this is an interesting discussion. I think there's a lot to say about this. But still, I stick to my main thing, is that it always starts with diluting lore for pandering in general to whatever ideology. And I think female custodies are pandering and nothing else.
I feel like every time I see people complain about something being bad because of pandering, I see a way bigger reason why it's bad. And the pandering is just kind of also there, you know? Conquered, terrible character designs in general, and it was another hero shooter in a super oversaturated market. Star Wars, just...
Actually, can I say something? Can I say something? I think the better example for a game that just sucked because the developers sucked is Highguard, like the game that just got announced, and I think it's like right about to hit the market as well.
I don't think Highguard will actually release. I haven't seen anything about it. But for example, I
think another good game would be fucking what's his face? Dustborn. Have you seen anything about that game?
No.
That was like pure ideology and no game design behind that.
I don't
no,
really
that's like
yeah,
but that's not also it doesn't really fit into this discussion because it's like not Plan 9, no, the Unknown 9, which is a very fitting title because nobody fucking knows that game. Me neither. But I've heard about it. I don't know. I think Star Wars. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do my closing statement, I suppose, because we talked about it for a while. My closing statement is I get why people get mad about shit being retconned, because retconning stuff isn't really all that great. But I think this is a tiny thing I don't think Games Workshop is actively trying to pander to anyone except the broad mass, right? And
Yeah.
I know that people are getting upset about it trying to pander to the broad mass. But frankly, that's just how the world works, to be honest. Right? A company that doesn't try to grow is a company that dies.
I think nobody says it best. Jan, I think we should have not opened this box of Pandora with politics. Well, good thing you're the only one left in chat.
Yeah. Also, my other thing I want to say is we started the stream with, hey, we're gonna milk you for content, and this right here is what will bring in the views. The question is, do you want those views?
That's the thing, right? Do I want to make this a standalone segment, like a video, like we did last time?
Not a video.
A part of me wants, but part of me wants it to, because I do want to kind of partake in the discussion around that. But I think my closing statement is, I think this could have gotten a lot less controversy if Games Workshop would have done a better job of implementing it. But the way that they implemented it was like the people took as very disrespectful, and they basically took it as pandering. And if it is or not, I think may remain to be seen. I think the last straw for every single 40k fan would be female Space Marines, not female Custodies. But so far it's basically it's a little bit of a mining canary, right? You see Custodies going from an all-male faction to now a mixed sex faction, and it's like, okay, this might be nothing, but it also might be the start of the end.
I also just think the Warhammer lore community is very reactionary, and they always were going to react badly, no matter how well or how respectful Games Workshop could have implemented the change. The Warhammer lore Twitter community would have always fucking freaked out about shit, because they love doing that. You know, the obnoxious Space Marines kill everyone fans, you know?
Yeah, that's
I do think Games Workshop has a problem with those, and they are obnoxious, and if they leave a hobby, then the hobby is better off for it.
Nah, I think nobody's right when he says, nah, it worked before with other retcons, or like with other implementations of woke, let's just say it. Though, again, I don't hate this miniature for being a bad miniature. I think it's an awesome miniature.
Oh, fucking hell! Oh, I hate my chair. I'm sorry. Sometimes the thing my chair just basically breaks, and then I'm in free fall for half a second.
Yeah.
And it's always a jump scare.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Again, it's just there's so many thoughts regarding this topic, and so much stuff that I've heard and seen about this, and of course formed on my own. It's kind of hard to pin down my exact opinion on this on the fly. And then nobody says, for example, the retcon with the Voten, which was grounded in lore. Yeah, I think it was a problem with this, though. I don't know.
I do feel kind of bad about Vicromod. He had so much good things to say, and I snarked him away.
Well, happens.
No.
It's not like I lost a subscriber because of that, because he just chimed in. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is interesting."
Yeah,
and then
but like he actually had interesting stuff to say, and now he's gone. I feel bad.
Well, fuck him. I think my closing statement is just, I think this is kind of okay. I do think all sides of this are very valid, but if like in 5 years we get the first female Space Marine and Games Workshop is going to put out a tweet saying there have always been female Space Marines, then
that would be very stupid, and
I think
I would not understand why they would do it like that.
My biggest complaint also is like with this, why make the Custodies female when you have Sisters of Silence and Sisters of Battle, and you just completely disregard them, especially the Sisters of Silence. Like if you want to have female Custodies, just make them cool. But again, this is my closing statement for this. I think it's over. I think it's Jover. Nobody says he could have also just not taken it personally. We are all grown-ups. Well, you know, it's a hot topic.
No, when you put an opinion into the internet, you do not expect everyone that reacts to be a grown-up.
Yeah, and
That's the
again,
thing, right?
it is a very emotionally charged and hot topic, especially in this day and age.
You have literally 2 people chatting right now. We had literally 2 people in chat during this topic, and one of them was scared away by the topic, basically. Or
Pretty much.
annoyed to death.
I mean,
So that's how controversial this is. We can't talk about it and then be like, oh, but we're all like friends here. This is shit that people will get mad over.
I mean,
right?
yeah, there's the reason why the first rule in my chat is like no politics or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hold this guy to a specific code of conduct because I don't know. He sees this channel, the first impression he gets is us ranting about female custodies, so I don't know.
I'm kind of like about how are you so young and act like my 70-year-old father, and it's like, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Rip. I'm sorry. He had good things to say. I think he like knew his shit.
He knew his shit. Yeah, that's true. The message is in focus. Customers will know. Oh, hang on. What did he say, by the way? Nobody knows to this day. Merritt himself. He was focusing a little bit much on like Overwatch, although that was like the biggest tangent of everything.
Wait, what? Me?
Oh no, he did focus on Blizzard. No.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I mean, that's because of World of Warcraft, but
yeah, I don't know. He was alright, but yeah, no fan mail, huh? Sorry, man. Very sorry to have kept you waiting for so long. I do have the package right here next to me. Though I think if I'll take any longer, my girlfriend is actually gonna kill me, and for good reason, because I already overstayed my welcome. Guys, thank you very much for watching.
The good thing is, I looked at the last 2 reveals, and they're nothings. They're basically nothing. One of them is a teaser.
Yeah.
And the other one is a very tiny, pathetic-looking tank.
Yeah, that's basically what I thought. Pretty much. He basically said that GW changed at 2016 and no one could really tell why. Damn, right next to him. Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If somebody watching the VOD has anything to add to this Custodies discussion, feel free to do so. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make this a video. But yeah. Good night, everybody, and thank you very much, Steinrich, for joining me here.
This was probably the most. This is probably going to be the most controversial stream of the year, maybe. I don't know. Bye bye.
I mean, that's okay to have it right out of the gate, right?
Yeah.
Bye bye.